go into the Chapel of Contemplation.
It's a trap.
Because
Lester got a bad feeling.
We didn't want to die, because if the two of us died, who's going to keep your asses alive in the haunted house?
Dana and I are going to die. We're the first ones. I'm just calling.
First of all, nobody's going to die. Everything's going to be perfectly fine.
Eugene's going to die.
What you guys are worried about?
I'm prepared.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anyone's gonna die. I don't know. So yes, didn't get very far with the Chapel of Contemplation. There was an ultimatum by an old man who said he wanted to spend the night in a clearly unhaunted house.
Accept it. I'm going to promote you.
Because there's no reason not to spend a night in an abandoned house.
Of course not.
And we left off with you guys getting to 20 Sheaf Street. That's not the music we want, though. That's not the music we want. Let's go to a different song.
Sure, I feel really happy about this.
No, we've moved past this music. We were going to. I think we want this one. Nope, more.
Where?
Yep, that's the one. This is the one. All right. So yeah, you guys are getting to the building of 20 Sheaf Street. You stand. It is kind of overshadowed by some new buildings, office buildings that are surrounding a little bit. Here's just to give you a feeling. It's just a model. But what would you like to do? This old house, recently abandoned months ago, seemingly is kind of overshadowed and it looks old next to some of the newer buildings around the area. The sky is dark and a chill wind blows down the street.
Well, gentlemen, shall we? I'm gonna get out my key. Walk to the front door.
Sure. I would like for you to roll your luck.
Lucky man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not so lucky.
Okay. As you are climbing up the stairs, there's like two stairs that go up to the small front porch. And as you take your first step onto the stairs, you feel something brush against your feet. And with a squeal, you see a rat run underneath the porch across your feet, under the stairs.
Okay. Ah! Vermin! I'm gonna kind of skip up the steps onto the porch.
Sure. Your heart's pounding. Your heart's pounding, old man.
And I'm gonna kind of just like kick my pant leg out as though touch me.
Nice.
Did you see that? Did you see the size of that thing?
Seen many a large rat in my day. Gotta keep an eye on these spooky houses. Spooky, indeed.
Okay. What are everyone else doing?
I want to see if anyone is like lurking or watching or like keeping an eye on the house.
Right. What is your skill?
Spot hidden?
Go for it.
I love that you kind of asked that. Spot hidden.
Failed.
Or you could spend
Nope. I'm
5
saving
luck.
that for shit.
You can push your luck.
Push it.
Good push.
What happens if I push and I fail?
There's something bad might happen.
Bad stuff.
If you fail, something bad will happen when you push.
I'm pushing.
Right, go for it.
Push it. Oh no. It's down 9 luck.
Who mentioned that? Was that you, Chris?
Cool.
Chris said I could push it. That's bullshit.
I mean, what are the odds?
Yeah.
You
Am I dead? I'm dead, aren't I?
no. So you kind of are moving around to the side of the house and peering down that way. Do you have like a light source or something you're using?
Yeah, a flashlight.
Flashlight, sure. So you're kind of peering over that way with the flashlight.
Although if I'm like skulking around the house to see if anyone's like searching, or if I have my light off, I'm trying to like.
You tell me.
Yeah, I'm like peeking around the corner just to make sure no one's watching us. So I have my light source off just because I'm not drawing attention to myself.
Sure. As you're peering around the house, you don't see anyone around the corner of your house, and as you're about to turn back to go to the rest of the group, your eyes drift upward, and in one of the second-story windows, you see a pair of red eyes gazing down at you.
Of the neighbor's house or this house?
This house.
Cool.
Two pair of red eyes. You suffer
2 pairs?
one pair. You suffer 4 sanity damage.
Oh damn.
as these are for sure glowing, burning eyes staring down at you.
It's 4?
It's fine. You probably have more.
Cool. I've got 40 left. It's fine.
Okay. You're 44?
41. I'm at 41 out of 45.
Okay. Well, no, you're at 41 out of 99.
Right. Sorry, I started at 45. My max is 99. Okay, so I see red eyes. And I go a little crazy.
And yeah. So you see basically your eyes, your eyes kind of glance up. You catch these burning eyes staring down at you, directly at you, boring into you, out of the corner of your eye as you were turning back. And as you notice them, you turn up, and there's nothing there.
Okay, so Jimmy goes, "Fuck!" and like takes a step back and kind of like stumbles and falls on his ass as he pulls the gun out of the small of his back and kind of like fumbles it around a little bit.
All right.
I know. Huge. I've never seen rats that size.
Did you see that? Did you see that? And he kind of like shakily points his gun up towards the window.
Jimmy, I think we all saw the rat.
Probably another one of those disgusting creatures.
Professor
There's no
Pratt, you
mention
should
of
go
rats.
It looked right at me. It looked me right in my eyeballs.
in. It looked at all of us.
I mean, rats can be quite tasty if you cook them
I'm not talking about the fucking rat.
If he's wondering why no one will rent this place, it's quite obvious now. Professor's screaming.
Right.
Head to the door.
Okay.
Cautiously.
Sounds good. You get up. There's the front of the house is kind of on the short end, and it sort of goes back a long ways. It's probably about like 20, probably about 30 feet wide and 60 or 70 feet deep. It's a pretty small-ish house, Cape Cod style.
Music is ridiculous.
Before I head in, I want to just like look back up at the windows and kind of like count the windows, so I can figure out like when we do go upstairs, I'll know like which room
Sure.
that was.
So you were peeking. If you're looking at the front of the house, you had gone around the right corner, and it was the third window back.
Okay, so when we go in the house, I'm
Third
trying to,
out of 3.
Okay, so when we go upstairs, I'm trying to like figure out which room that was.
Yeah, it was the third window on the right side.
All right, Jimmy keeps his gun out, but it's kind of like down at his leg.
Sure. So as not to be mistaken in silhouette. Got it. Cool. The professor is able to click open the lock with his key, and with a kind of a grinding click, it forces. You really have to push it a little bit. It hasn't been used in a while. There seems to be a little corrosion holding it shut.
Super strong. So.
Yeah, well, you can do it. It just grinds more. It's not. This isn't a smooth lock to. And the door can be opened if you wish.
I wish to open it.
In front of you, you see a singular hallway spreading forward. Seems to be the entire length of the house. Looks like there's a small landing for stairs at the very back. Immediately to your left, you see a coat rack.
Andy, now
We see nothing.
they got him. They got him.
Oh
Andy,
god.
your mic is muted.
They got him. You're disconnected.
Oh my god. That landing fell right through
Am I back?
your bag. You don't
Yep.
see it.
I don't see a video. There he is. There's the guy.
Welcome back.
There's the landing at the back of the house, which you can see. Oh, what do you have for light? Because it's dark in here.
All I have is a lighter, so nothing really.
Sure. So you don't see much. You actually see, you see the coat rack with a single tweed coat on it, and a little shelf on the wall, which has a small depiction of the Virgin Mary on it.
When was his last tenant living here?
A few months ago.
Okay, so power's probably out. I look for a light switch.
There's a light switch.
I flick it.
Power's out.
Okay, cool.
Well, it seems that maintenance was not on the top priority list for this house.
So what I'm hearing is Jimmy and the professor are inside the house.
Yes.
Yeah, Jimmy's right inside the door.
Cool.
Jimmy pulls his flashlight out.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can Eugene have a flashlight? I didn't
Sure.
actually bring any
Eugene
equipment.
have
Yeah, I added some
Sure.
weapons, but
Yeah, you can, if it's reasonable for your character to have something. I'm
Yeah,
fine with it.
I've investigated, weird houses before.
Sure.
I would bring a
It's not a
flashlight.
problem.
I'll even put it in my inventory.
Jimmy does that cool thing where he's got his gun in his right hand and his flashlight in his left, like
There
on
is
top
cool.
of his gun.
Rachel's doing it. You would be able to see her if she had her camera on.
I saw it.
My camera's not working.
Saw
It's
it.
fine.
It's
Why isn't your camera working?
I don't know. It never
Gotcha,
works.
this awesome camera.
I know it doesn't work for Discord. I don't know. Yeah, like that. Like that.
Not how I'm picturing. Just for the record, just waving the flashlight in one hand.
Well, I'm like holding the flashlight in my teeth.
Yeah. Pretend this beer is my. Wait, hold on.
Oh my god, are you gonna spill your beer?
Pretend this flashlight is my flashlight. Right?
Yep. That's
now,
it.
Now pretend the beer's your gun.
Okay, hold on.
And everything burns.
All right, go ahead.
Like that time
So-
you set your TV on fire.
Is everyone going inside?
Yes.
I clicked the flashlight.
before I go inside, I want to look around outside and see if there's any like tracks or anything on the
Sure.
outside of the house.
Sure. You also have specialty in that stuff, right? Is there a skill for that?
Yeah, there's a tracking skill.
Do it.
No.
You should push it,
Or you can spend your luck.
push it.
No, I'm not gonna push 50%.
Oh my god.
All right.
Is there anything else on the outside? Is there like any debris? Is there like a storm cellar or something like that on the outside of the house?
So you're going to make a quick circuit on your own?
Yeah, just kind of look around, see what's
Okay.
around.
And
Oh, we're
there
splitting
goes
the party.
Lester.
All right. So we're gonna pause on the inside party for a second. Lester, as you start going around, you see on the ground floor, you start walking the way that Jimmy went. There are multiple windows on the ground floor, all of which seem to be shuttered up. So the shutters are closed on all of those, so you can't actually see in. Going around the back of the house, there is a small yard. It looks like there were some beds for gardens, which are now vastly overgrown. The grass here, even though it's starting to get kind of chilly in the year, the grass is very long and bad. You see that there is in the middle of the yard, there is a shadowy figure standing in the middle. Looks to be about 5 feet tall, 4 or 5 feet in length, and it has these 2 eyes that shine golden in the dim moonlight at you.
So the figure seems to be looking at me.
Hmm.
All right. Trying to get the accent back. Who's there?
At you making a noise, you hear a and the deer runs off out of the yard.
What's a deer?
You see this white tail flip up, and then it just starts to bolt. Yeah, you have this little backyard with a garden. It's fenced in on 3 sides. Seems to be connected by a short gate to like an alley in the back of it. And you don't see any other tracks back there, other than you see some tracks. I'll give this to you since you're a skilled guy. You don't catch anything extra, but you do see that there's been some animal stuff happening back here.
Okay.
There is a back door. It's actually a side door. If you keep circling around to the left side of the house, there is a side door as well.
Okay. So there's no like basement or storm cellar or anything like that, at least from the outside.
That you're seeing.
Okay. Is there like a wood pile or anything like that?
There is. Actually, yeah, you would find a wood bin. That's a good suggestion. It's by the side door.
So I can add you as a organizer.
There's a small, like wooden, almost like doghouse size, like a little bin box that was made for holding split wood.
Okay. I'll grab that. Is there any like actual wood around that I can bring in? Yeah, I'll take that and I'll bring in. I'll fill it up with some wood logs and bring them in the house.
Sure. The box itself is actually built into the ground. Like it's about doghouse size.
Oh, okay. I'll
So
just
it's like
I'll just grab like an armful then, I guess.
And you have your shotgun bag.
Yep. Yeah, I can throw some in the bag.
Okay. Yeah, you got some wood.
And I'll head into the house.
Through the front door?
Yep.
Okay. All right, you head back around. Meanwhile, inside, you guys see you're in a long hallway. To your right, there is a double door, which is slightly ajar. To your left, there is a single door, slightly ajar, and it seems to be down the hallway. There's more doorways to the right and the left.
I just want to take a second to listen real hard.
Okay. Go ahead and make a listen check.
Make it real good. Oh, that seems good, right?
You want to spend your luck?
Oh, spend it. It's just 2. Come on.
Oh,
You
yeah,
got 70.
I'll spend 2 luck.
Okay.
I'll spend 2 luck. My listen was crap. I didn't think I was going to make
Damn,
it
how did you
anyways.
start with so much luck?
I don't know.
She rolled well.
Oh, was it a roll? Yeah, I'll spend 2 luck.
Okay. So
I guess
you
I'm good.
how do you get your friends quiet so you can listen?
What do you spend 2? I say, hey, shut the fuck up for a second.
No need for some language.
I mean, you could have asked.
You sit there and you're listening, and suddenly you hear a from somewhere all the way down the. It sounds like it's maybe outside the house.
I spin and point my gun.
It's actually forward down the hallway, like maybe in the back of the house.
There's something in here with us.
Sounds just like a breeze to me.
Probably more rats.
Let's check out some of these rooms. We need to find some kind of light source.
I agree, and I slowly... You said there's a door to the left and the right?
Yep. There's a double door to your right and a single door to your left.
I spin around and I smile and wink at Jimmy, and then I push open the door and I keep moving.
Which
Which door? Which door?
The right. I'm going to the right.
double door?
Double door. Okay.
Double door. Double door.
Double door.
There's a map, but I'm choosing not to share the map with you guys because I think it would ruin the atmosphere. I want a little bit of unknown as far as like where you guys are in the house.
Draw it,
You can by all means draw a map.
Draw it and share it.
Is that something I can do? I think that's something I can do.
You enter these double doors. As you guys are entering in, I'm gonna say, once everyone's in the living room, is about when Lester's gonna arrive.
Lester.
This room contains conventional furnishings, a radio, couch, stuffed chairs, and shelves laden with goo jars and all sorts of religious paraphernalia. You see on the shelves crosses, rosaries hanging, images of the Virgin, and other Catholic artifacts and saints, reliquaries strewn about this room.
So it's all Christian-esque things.
Very Catholic.
Catholic.
Andy,
It's different.
can I look for? I'd like to use my spot hidden.
Sure.
And I'm looking for anything that doesn't belong.
Go for it.
If there's, I don't know, statue of the Virgin Mary that just doesn't look right. Spot hidden. Fuck.
Push.
Everything looks real good. You know what? I'm pushing.
We're gonna fuck ourselves.
Yep.
It's so hard by pushing it. It's fine. It's fine. Push it.
So I
It'll be
just rolled
fine.
it.
Push it
right?
real good.
Roll again. Roll again. Don't fail. Oh no.
I mean, what are the odds?
What are the odds? We're rolling real good tonight. So
I mean, they're quite plainly laid out there.
I'm just knocking them down. These all look the same.
We failed every single roll so far.
every single roll so far. You guys are not getting many checks, and I'm gonna revise my statement about people dying. No, I'm just. So you're moving about the room, Eugene. You're picking up some of these statuaries and things. You pick up a statue of the Virgin Mary, and you're kind of looking around on it. And as you look underneath it, you see written on the bottom the words "Get out," scrawled in a brownish red, like dried paste. And looks like finger painted on the bottom of this little reliquary. It's similar to Jimmy's in that you look at it and you're turning to, I don't know, how do you react to that other than suffering 3 sanity damage.
I'm gonna turn. First of all, I gotta figure out 3 sanity, so I'm down to 67.
Oh, you're so sane.
And I'm gonna look at Jimmy and go, I think the rat's got this one, and I'm gonna toss it.
I look at it.
It's a Virgin Mary statue.
I like to see if it was like chewed on or something.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
Look, as you're looking at it, it looks like maybe there's like a little smear of like spore, like rat spore on the bottom of it.
There's some
gross.
gunk on the bottom.
Oh.
Someone playing a prank, if you ask me.
I toss it back. That's how people get diseases, man.
I don't want it. I put it back on the shelf.
Yeah, when you look at it the second time, Eugene,
Let's be careful with it, please.
the words are not there when you get it back from Jimmy.
Oh, he smudged it. Put it back on the shelf.
Good.
Other than the religious baubles, what was in this room?
I'm picturing
It's a sitting room.
bobbleheads,
It's a living room.
Okay.
So there's chairs, couches. There's a little coffee table, some tables about. It looks like it was in some disarray.
How
Some
about
just
Hasn't been
Nice.
cleaned in some time.
Is there a fireplace?
There is a fireplace. Yep.
There. We can stoke a fire. Get a little light going in here, a little warmth too.
Disarray like someone ransacked it, or just disarray like it hasn't been used in a long time?
Hasn't been used in a while. Like some of the chairs and things are like out of place. Like they were hastily moved, not like knocked over or anything. It's just like chairs weren't put back at tables or.
Okay.
Things like that.
Are there any candles or candelabras? Candelibre?
Candelabras.
I'm gonna light a couple with my matches.
Yeah, and it looks like there's some oil lamps as
oil
well.
lamps. Yeah, I'll light them with my matches.
Sure.
There, now that's better.
Lester will walk in with the wood. Howdy, y'all. Maybe we could
Good man.
make things a little cozier around here. And Lester will start the fire.
Yeah, I'll help Lester.
Of note, there are 3 windows. Forgot to mention this part. There are 3 windows exiting this room, as well as an opening. There's no doorway, but there's like an archway that leads into what looks like a dining room. The next room over is a dining room. All 3 of the windows in here are completely boarded up from the inside.
Oh.
Apparently they were expecting a storm.
Or curious miscreants.
Are there any like old ashes in the fireplace?
Sure.
Okay. I say all this saint shit reminds me, and I'm gonna draw the symbol that Lester and I saw at the church. I'll just like use the ash and draw it over like by the fireplace. Say to the other 2, "Ever seen this before?"
Yes, we saw it on the napkin and Lester drew it for us.
Oh, right. Right. Yeah, let's just forget that happened.
Where did we see this again? I'm sorry, Rachel.
You seem to be obsessing.
Sorry, that was asinine. I'm sorry. This symbol. Where did you see it again?
Creepy abandoned cult place.
That burned down church. That didn't seem quite like real church.
It's strange. Have I seen anything like this symbol?
I think you already made a roll for it.
Did I?
You had. And you had.
Neither of us sadly knew.
Okay.
No.
I think there were 2 more failed rolls.
Here, Jimmy, I think you need a bit of honey, and I hand him a bit of honey in my pocket.
Like the candy.
Like the candy.
The one that breaks your teeth.
I thought you just had like a puddle of honey in your
It was
pocket.
voted the
I
most
was like-
popular this year.
Do you have like a flask you're calling honey? No, it's just actually a candy. Okay.
No. It's a bit o' honey.
And
All the
Jimmy
kids
takes it.
are saying it's quite good.
Oh.
Calm your nerve.
Well, and perhaps we should explore the rest of the house.
Yeah, I'm assuming Lester, you stoking up the fire.
Yep.
Right on. You do so.
I fiddle with the
Do so
radio.
easily.
Does it turn on?
No, there's no power.
I'm
It's
going
plugged
to take
in.
one of the oil lamps.
Yep.
And I'm going to head into the dining room to see if I can light some additional lamps.
Sure. And there's lots of candles in here as well. With also like little, there's like tinder sticks that they would use to like carry flames from one to the next and light a lot of stuff. Yeah, there's candelabras in here. The dining room. It has a long mahogany table and a built-in sideboard, and the sideboard is on the wall that you assume is facing the hallway on the other side of it. So there's like a built-in sideboard there with lots of dishes, some nice china and cutlery in there. There are 7 chairs at the long mahogany table, where 3 places are set and unused, with scraps of rice soup rotting in a tureen in the middle.
Ew.
That's quite strange. Why would there be food left here?
This is not working well to hire a cleaning service.
Seems to have
Who was the
left in a
last
hurry.
family that lived here?
The Macarios?
And that was the husband that attacked his wife and kid. Were there just 3 of them?
There's just wife and 2 kids.
But there's only their table settings for 3.
That's interesting.
How old was their? Do they have like a baby? Was one of the kids a baby?
Never asked him.
Son of a
Yeah, we
bitch.
didn't find out much about their family.
Might be some squatters hanging out here. Lester's gonna reach into his bag and pull out his shotgun.
That's a
All right.
good idea. James, keep that piece close by.
Lester's gonna move into the kitchen.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna investigate the china. You said it's like a set-in, not a like cabinet.
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
built-in sideboard. Yeah. So it's kind of built-in cabinets in the walls.
Yeah.
Looks like it's a complete china set of 12 pieces. It's missing currently 3. But yeah, it looks like it's fairly nice china. It is some. I don't even know what the style would be in the day, but it's like blue and white.
I'll follow everybody else.
Right. Yeah. Again, there's an archway opening the opposite end of the dining room. There are also 2 more windows in here that are boarded up, and there's an archway that leads into the kitchen.
I pocket 2 sets of silverware.
Are you trying to hide this from people?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and roll your. That's it.
Yeah, my sleight of hand's
Did
only
you
10.
really?
Wow.
We're doing good.
I
Do you
didn't
want to
expect
spend your luck?
No. My sleight of hand is 10. I never expect to pass that one.
Got it. Right. So, yeah. Everyone sees Jimmy do this.
He's like looking into her eyes.
I like drop it on the floor and then like and then like pick it back up and shove it in my pocket.
Nice. So yeah, you have some silverware. This looks like a pretty conventional kitchen as you get in here. It's not modern by any sense of the word, but not modern in architecture. But it does have pretty modern features like an ice box. It has a wood-fed oven. Plus, looks like there is sort of a larder space in the corner, which has some canned meats and some bottles of wine in it. Looks like there's a lot of the fresh produce and stuff was left in here, which is now spoiled. And in fact, you see a rat in the corner that is currently eating some of the food. There are pieces of rat droppings scattered about the room.
Yeah, shoot that thing!
There's your friend.
James, shoot it!
Lester will go up to the rat and just kind of like shoo it.
Okay.
Why did it get away? Why did you even bring that thing? And he's gonna get the shotgun.
Yeah, it starts scurrying away. It actually goes towards the wall behind the icebox, and you're not really sure where it went. There's another window in here that is also boarded up and nailed with boards.
Is there any gap? Can I see like is the glass behind it broken? Like is that why it's boarded up or
You could try to maybe pull back a board to see.
yeah, I just want to see like if the glass is broken and that's why it's boarded up or if it's
Yeah, go for it.
Spoon.
what do you want? Like a strength or
I don't know the skills.
I don't know if any of the skills are applicable.
Strength is fine.
Straight.
Closest would be mechanical repair, but I think.
Yeah, I'll just use straight strength. I'm just trying
with
to
that.
pry a board back.
Machine.
I'm good with it.
Search.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
Nope.
Yeah, struggling.
It's because I refuse to put down my gun, so I'm trying to do it like one-handed, juggling my gun and my flashlight.
Wow, we are gonna succeed at some rolls tonight.
Yeah,
There we are.
good. It's really good.
Key points.
Wow. Can I investigate this larder? I wanna look at the wine in particular to see the age.
Sure. Yeah.
Freezing.
Your education's pretty high, right?
55.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You take a look at the wine. It's nothing like super fancy or expensive, but it's like kind of decent table wine. Not any like particularly like notable vintage, but just a pretty standard fare middle class family table wine.
Can I look around for a bottle opener?
Yes. Why don't you roll? I don't know, investigation, spot hidden.
Spot hidden. Come on, don't fail me. Be a success. First one.
Oh, you got a success.
Boom,
Yeah.
success.
So check it.
And
yes.
We
Okay.
did
And yes.
something.
And yes, you found a bottle opener. You found a corkscrew. It's just one of the standard like twist bar pull ones.
So I turn to the party and I say, "Gentlemen," and I start like getting it in there. Perhaps a toast to finding out the true reason why people are afraid of the dark, and then
Roll a luck, please.
oh, son of a bitch.
I like where your head's at, Master Eugene.
Yeah, I did 2 in a
Hard
row.
Yeah. Not only is the cork still intact,
Yes.
but the wine is very very much still fresh and
Yeah.
good, unspoiled in the least.
I go to swig, and then I humbly pass it to the professor first.
Yes, well, let's look around. James, check some of those cabinets over there. See if we can find something to drink out of. Watch for those rats.
We can just drink out of the bottle. No, glasses are good. Glasses are good.
What are we, savages?
Alright,
Gonna be here a while?
I'll look for glasses.
You can find some wine glasses.
Okay.
So you're going into the dining room?
I don't like the way you asked that.
I don't like the way you asked that either.
So you're leaving the party?
Yeah, I go back into the dining room. Did I see glasses walking into the
Split
dining
the
room?
party.
Like in the did I notice glasses in the cabinet?
Yeah, there are glasses in the cabinet.
Yeah, I go back to the china cabinet and I like get some glasses. Why did you ask it like that?
Shadow dice.
I don't like what he's doing.
Why are you rolling? What? No.
Did that show my number?
It did.
68.
68.
68.
Is how much sanity I lose? I'm
Nope.
dead. I go crazy.
All of it.
Oh, man.
All right. Did it show that?
No.
Good.
Yeah, I go and
Did Jimmy
I
come
get
back?
Yep.
4 glasses.
Yeah, you get 4 glasses.
Okay.
To the investigation. I kind
You don't need
of
that
raise it
potato.
high.
I'm sorry.
I'm
Throw
gonna
that off.
inspect the glass and then
Put
kind
it
of
to the side.
clean it with my shirt.
I just like throw back my wine like I would a double shot of whiskey.
Oh, you have to. Well,
And then I hold out my glass for more.
I like this one.
Well, should we make a plan of checking out the rest of the house?
Now you need your
Should we all go
potato.
upstairs together?
That accident
Or perhaps
happened
just a few of us, while the others stay down here?
Would
So
it be?
looks like this is the end of the right side of the hall. You've investigated all the rooms on the right side of the hall. It's living room, dining room, kitchen, and there are 3 rooms on the left side of the hall you haven't seen yet. There's also right outside of the kitchen there.
Do it.
The end of the hall has curving stairs going up and a door opposite those stairs.
Oh, your sister.
I just wanted to paint the picture for you.
Would-
What you're working with.
Would
Is the
I
door-
have? Yeah, go ahead.
Does the door look like it's going to the outside, or like would that head out to the backyard? Okay.
No, you're. You know what? I'm gonna make you roll a skill because then you have a chance to check it. Why don't you roll like a survival or like so see if your sense of direction is good here.
Sure.
No. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Oh,
Got it.
finally. Success.
All right, check it.
Arctic survival.
No. This looks like this is probably not a door to the outside.
I'm gonna open it.
It's locked. This is so you have this as you're standing there trying to. You're in the hallway. Let me paint a picture for where you are. You're at the end of the hallway. All the way at the other end of the hallway, you see the front door where you guys came in. I assume
Okay.
you closed it.
Yeah. I
Cool.
would have closed it.
So you're at the very end of the hall. Behind you, there are stairs that go straight back behind you and then curve upward, out of sight. And you're sort of facing a door that's directly across from those stairs, but it is locked.
This is like the back of the house.
Actually, you notice that it is locked and has 3 bolts that are all on your side of the door. There's basically a bolt that goes up into the ceiling, a bolt that goes down into the floor, and a bolt that goes beside it.
The fuck?
Don't we know that creepy old man buried his body in the basement?
That's
Yeah.
probably the basement.
So is everyone in the hallway?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I would continue.
So if you're all in the hallway, so you're right outside the kitchen right now, actually. Does anyone still have the bottle of wine, or did you just finish it and leave it?
I mean, Jimmy had 2.
I did have
Yeah.
There's only 5 cups of wine and 5 glasses of wine in a
I
bottle.
feel like we would
Jimmy
have
had
left
2,
it
yeah.
on the counter.
Jimmy had 2, so.
Cool. So I will say that you guys have some good spots here. Let's go by luck. Luck's good. Lester, you're looking at the door, so I'm going to say that Jimmy, if you're kind of at the back of the
See
group,
it, Jimmy.
you hear a dripping sound coming from beside you.
Like back in the kitchen?
In the hallway.
In the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Like right next to me.
Mm-hmm. A few feet away.
There, you just need to throw that.
Shine my flashlight around.
So you spin back around and you see some drips coming from the ceiling of the ceiling of the hallway. Drip splat on the floor. And as you look there, you see that there are still the 3 doorways along the right side of the hallway. But as you're kind of looking, and you look at, there's a little pool of liquid on the floor, and as you're looking at it, you see the liquid begins to separate into the shape of a foot, about 5 inches long, and then it separates into the second form of a foot. The heel is facing towards you, so it looks like there are 2 little feet, about 5 inches long each, facing away from you. Then one of the feet disappears from the puddle, and you see a red wet footprint appear on the floor, coming back towards you, heel first.
I got scared. I ran back the other way.
The foot in the puddle disappears.
Nope.
I like
Go.
reach behind me to like hit whoever's closest.
Oh, shit.
So I like point my flashlight at it and like silently just like reach behind me to like smack whoever's there to get them to look.
Sure. Yeah.
How far in front of me is this? Is this like inches or feet?
Oh, it's like 4 feet from you.
Okay. I like back up a little bit and like smack whoever's behind me to look.
Yeah. Let's say that is the professor.
Hush! What is it? James, we're looking at this door, trying to figure out why someone would pull it shut.
I just like grab him just grab his like by his lapels and like manhandle him to look at it.
By the time you spin around, Professor, you see that there are now a line of what looks like bloody footprints that are they've gone between Jimmy's legs at this point, and are actually, it looks like something is walking backwards down the hallway. It goes right behind Eugene and Lester and starts going up the stairs to the second floor. Again, it's sort of walking backwards because it's going heels first. And it seems to be a dripping pool of blood
And they're like 5 inches long, you said? That's how big the feet are?
Yep.
So they're kid feet.
Oh, I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah.
Up in blue places.
I don't know. Let's just keep going and see what happens. Nope.
Creepy.
That is creepy.
Do you think that his kid pissed him off and he murdered him instead of giving him dinner?
I'm just going to kind of look over at Jimmy and then look back at the footprints. There has to be an explanation for this. This can't be. This. What is that?
At the commotion, I will say, well, while you guys are talking, the footprints actually start disappearing in the order that they appeared. First starting with the puddle and spreading back towards the stairsway and going up. I will say by the time this commotion is happening, the footprints are already starting to recede up the stairway. And Eugene, you're probably catching wind that there's a fuss going on behind you. Lester, you as well. You're studying. You've been studying the door, but they're making a commotion over here. You turn back and you see this dripping from the ceiling.
I see the dripping.
Yeah, but now when everyone looks at the puddle, it's a puddle of clear water.
Seems to have a roof leaking in the second floor. Sad, these old houses.
Them squatters is taking a bath up there.
Perhaps to the second floor?
I'm going to take my cane and kind of kneel down onto the ground and look for the footprints that I just saw.
Sure. So why don't you roll for me Actually, no, I don't think you need to roll. You even just, I'm assuming you're just, when you first don't see any kind of wet footprints, even water.
Right.
You probably take your time and even run your hands across. Your fingers come up dry.
I could have sworn must just be a trick of the light.
They were there. I saw them. They were there.
I'm gonna stand back up and look tentatively to the stairs.
Okay.
Yes.
Lester's gonna he's gonna go up to the stairs and he's gonna kind of bang on the wall and be like, "Hey, listen, anybody hiding up there? You better best come out right now."
I love Lester. Lester gets people. I feel like Lester gets people. He knows how people really live.
Let's head upstairs.
I'll take your plate.
Keep your firearms at the ready.
Lester, he'll lead the way up the stairs. He has no problems about that.
All right.
Jimmy will bring up the rear.
Lester.
They always go for the ones in the middle.
Lester, immediately at the top of the stairs, you see there's an open door to your left. Your left is going to be the side where you saw the 3 windows.
Okay.
Where Jimmy was freaking out about seeing something. That would be on the way you're walking. It's going to be on the left, but it's actually the right side of the house. But you're coming back towards the front now.
Yeah.
But the first door you see is open, and it looks like it opens into a bathroom.
That's
And there
to
is
the left.
there is water in the floor in there.
Okay. I'm gonna peek my head. Can I see the whole bathroom with the door open?
No, it curves
Okay.
around out of sight around the corner.
I'll kind of, with my shotgun at the ready, I'll kind of take a peek into the bathroom.
You hear drip, drip, drip. And as you look in, you see that there is a bathtub filled to the brim with rank, still brown water. And the faucet is just slowly drip, drip,
I'm
drip.
gonna look back at the group. Looks like there was squatters here, but I don't think they've been here recently. Here's your water. I just kind of gesture towards the tub.
There's no window in the bathroom.
Rude to you. Okay, we have definitely.
There are 3 windows. in the hallway. Sorry, the stairway opens up into a hallway that goes again the whole length of the building towards the front, and there are 3 windows along the right-hand side of the hallway as you're walking towards the front.
But the windows I saw would have been to our left.
And again, all 3 of these windows are all boarded up on the second floor in the hallway.
Jimmy like frantically points to
There are 3 doors on the left.
Yeah, Jimmy. So I saw it was a third window. So the one that would be closest to us, theoretically, where we are now.
Theoretically.
Okay, Jimmy like wildly gesticulates and like shushes and like points at that door.
All right, right on.
Lester will turn off the faucet and then he'll kind of make his way down the hallway towards the third door.
Faucet seems to be closed.
We did.
It still drips.
We definitely got 8. We didn't get 3 stars, but we definitely got 8.
Goddamn bad pipes.
The character cards. The character cards always have a quote of a character. That's gonna be Lester's.
Bad
Bad
pipes. Wow.
So all 3 doors are closed.
All 3 of the doors are closed on the left.
All right. Lester's gonna take up a position outside the third door.
I don't know how long it's been.
And he yells at the door, "Hey, if anybody's in there, you best let me know right now, or you're gonna get a face full of
Go
lead."
up the ladder. Go up the ladder.
And if there's no reaction, he's gonna go and open the
Go up
door.
the ladder.
There's no reaction.
He opens the door.
All right, inside, you see it looks like a fairly unadorned bedroom. It looks like there is a bed frame with some bare bed springs on it. There's a plain wooden dresser off to the side against one wall. There's one window, which is not boarded up.
Have you ever
Sorry, the second floor windows are not boarded up.
No, I asked what
It's
you
only
knew
the ground
about
floor
it.
windows that were boarded up. That was my mistake.
Okay,
So
first one is shrimp.
yeah,
I will put the shrimp through the chopper.
there's a single window. There's the bed. There's a dresser.
Shrimp's on there, but I'm done.
But yeah, it looks pretty plain.
Is there a closet?
Nope, just the dresser.
Okay. I'll step in the room and kind of look through the drawers of the dresser.
Okay, what's everyone else doing?
Is there? So the bed, like we can see under the bed. There's like no place to hide in this room.
You could if you went in the room.
Yeah, I peek my head in.
I'm still in the hallway. Is there anything else in the hallway other than the doors, like any end tables, anything?
So at the landing right by the stairs, there's a small table. Looks like a small desk, like a roll top desk kind of table.
Yeah,
but there's currently nothing on it.
I would see. Is there a drawer or anything that I can look into?
Sure. Yeah, if you look through, you find a letter opener, some stationery all blank, some pens, and a little pot of correction paste.
I take the paper and I kind of fold it up and put it in my jacket.
Sure.
And I take the letter opener.
Okay.
I'll catch up.
Okay. So the other 3 are in the first bedroom here.
Yep.
Cool. So Lester's going for the dresser. Jimmy, what are you doing?
I am. So there's nowhere to hide in this room.
So another shrimp.
I want to
There's a bed frame with kind of a bed spring on top of it. Just some bare springs, no bedding on them. But
Okay, but can I see it under the bed from here?
if you look,
Yeah, I want to look under the bed.
yeah, you'd have to. I mean, it's a full size
Yeah.
big bed, so you'd have to look underneath it.
From far away, I look under the bed.
That carrot.
So you're kneeling down. What's the professor doing?
The professor kind of sits down on the bed rather hard and kind of shakily pulls out his pipe, lights it,
So meat,
and
shrimp,
smokes
carrots.
it while he watches the other two investigate.
Sure. So Jimmy, you're looking under the bed. There's nothing under there. It's all empty under there.
Okay.
Lester, you start going through the first couple of drawers. They're both empty. I'll say there's probably about 8 drawers on this thing. It's a double-sided dresser with like 4 drawers on each side. The first 2 drawers you're looking through are empty. By the time you start grabbing from the third drawer, and probably by the time Eugene is finished pocketing the letter opener, it's a nice looking letter opener. It's like a plain like maybe
I got it.
what's it called, antler, like deer antler handle.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean it's kind of rustic. But it probably had some sentimental value to someone.
Yeah.
It's well made, but it's not like nice. Couldn't sell it for much, but it's nice enough.
Someone needs to get that carrot.
So while you're about to enter the room, Eugene, y'all hear a tap, tap, tap.
I got it.
From where?
Tapping, scratching on the window.
Just them, or do I hear this too?
Oh, you hear it.
Okay.
The window of the bedroom that's not
Uh-huh.
boarded up?
Uh-huh.
No, this shrimp.
Is it raining
and then
outside?
2 meat, a carrot, and another meat.
Wasn't when you guys came in.
Is there a tree right outside the window?
You do remember there maybe being... Was there?
I'm gonna shine my flashlight out the window.
You see a reflection of a flashlight.
Well, you can't look out a window with a flashlight.
I drop my flashlight down a little bit.
Jimmy, turn that off, and I look out the window. Put my face
Cool.
right up against the glass. It's just a tree. I know it. I look out the window.
Did I or
All right.
was I?
I need for you to make... so you're looking out the window. What's everyone else doing?
I'm still going through the drawers.
It's
Okay.
hard.
Professor's
That's the one
smoking his
we
pipe,
played
watching
it
Lester go
online
through the
with
drawers.
Rachel, even I played
But you're sitting on the
it.
sitting on
Sitting
the
on the bed. Yep.
Why would
bed?
you sit on the bed? Oh, go.
He's an old man. He needs to rest his old bones.
How about you, Jimmy? What are you doing?
Jimmy's got his gun in one hand, his flashlight in the other, and he's
Oh, am I
freaking out.
I'm gonna get shot.
He saw the eyes in.
So you're just standing kind of where you were looking under the bed.
Is
Yeah,
this
and
the-
watching
Wait,
the
is-
window.
This is the room with the eyes? I don't know
Yep.
about that, but is it? Fuck. I look out the I look right out there.
All right. I need a couple things.
No.
Eugene,
Damn it.
I need you to roll a spot hidden.
Oh, come on. It's what I was
Professor.
waiting for.
Professor, I need you to roll for me a...
Hard.
Yeah.
Did you get it?
Hard success.
Great.
You might have
So...
wanted to fail that.
Oh no. You see him?
Professor, I am going to need for you to make... oh no. A... Okay. Acknowledged. Someone click their...
I
What are we
did.
making?
It's gonna be
I'm
fine.
so excited about where this is going.
Professor, I need you to roll a dodge.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
That's not gonna be.
Eugene, you can also roll a dodge with advantage. With advantage. So you'll have a bonus die.
Oh
Eugene.
no.
So... Spend
Oh, your dodge is
31
so
to
bad.
succeed?
Your
Holy
dodge is
shit.
so bad.
I forget how to make the plus one.
I don't think... And you guys are not going to be able to...
Dodge, huh?
Actually, sure. If you...
I'm not gonna push it because I don't think he was expecting anything.
Yeah, and usually you can't push combat stuff. Not that this is combat technically.
Oh no, you both fail.
So you both failed?
Okay, now you need a
Yeah, I don't want to spend my luck. I'm really low on luck.
Alright. So here's what happens. Eugene, as you were kind of taking a look out the window, and you're kind of turning around to check with Jimmy to see like if this is the window that he saw anything out of. As you turn around, you see that the bed itself begins to lurch out of its legs start to like twitch,
What?
and then the bed itself gallops towards you
What?
Oh, God.
and
Was there a pepper on it?
slams into you. You are not able to dodge out of the way in time. So both the professor and Eugene
Does it have a window?
We will.
are launched out of the window.
Oh,
God!
Oh God!
me!
And you both suffer
Oh.
6 damage as you fly out of the window slam into the building across the way and kind of bounce off and fall to the ground. About 20 feet below.
Ouch.
Inside the room, Lester and
Ow.
I need Lester and Jimmy to roll me their sanities.
Oh no.
How do you roll a sanity? Just double click on it?
I think you just double click it.
Okay.
Fail.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, just barely.
Okay. So Lester, you suffer 1 sanity. And Jimmy, you suffer another 4 sanity damage.
Okay.
Hey, the damage that goes under hit points?
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch.
I'm like,
Yeah, it's not great.
Is the professor dead? Because that almost killed me.
Nope.
Um,
4 hit points left. But...
Oh,
I didn't realize it's 1d6 plus 2. That was 8 hit points of damage.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
2 left then.
Oh, let me just correct that. Bloodied, I slowly stand up.
So-
Professor.
You guys have suffered major wounds.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
What that means, normally, when you fall to 0 hit points, you're unconscious. If you have suffered a major wound, you are dying. So until you get rid of the major wound, if you ever go to 0 hit points, you are dying, and every round you have to make a con check or die.
Con.
That's how death works.
Con's not great.
Con's not great.
Gonna be honest, it's not great.
So yeah, you both land on the ground. You hear the crunch of bones, and like your head cracks into onto the dirt path out the side. It is very painful, and there's like glass all around you. You have cuts and bruises. And yeah, the bed turns toward.
Is it still up with us, or did it go out the window?
Nope. It's slammed into the window, and it kind of shakes a little bit. The frame kind of quivers and shakes, and the bed itself turns towards you all. Inside the house, we're going to do initiative.
Oh no!
Shit.
You're fighting the bad.
Oh no.
You're fighting the bad.
This thing it looks like. So Jimmy, you're up first with initiative of 70.
Okay. Okay. Oh no. Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. I am going to I want to take a shot at it as I am going toward the door.
Yep.
My goal is like get in the hallway and hold the door open, and then like slam it shut as soon as Lester gets out into the hallway.
Okay. You can go ahead and roll your firearms at it.
Blam.
No.
So close.
I'm spinning 3. Can I spin luck on combat?
You can spend luck on combat. But you can't push.
Okay, I'm spinning 3 luck.
Okay, great. That doesn't count as a check, by the way.
Right, it's not a success. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you hit. Shit, we never figured out damage, huh?
It says
Great,
1d10
roll it.
plus 2.
Roll it.
10.
Nice. So you fire into the bed, and as you do, you see that a lot of the joints. This is just kind of like a wooden and metal bed frame. It actually had shaken a lot of the joints loose as it slammed into the window to knock these guys to defenestrate 2 of your party. So it was kind of loosened up already, and as you fired, one of the legs kind of comes loose, and it starts lurching towards probably Lester's closer.
Okay.
Starts lurching towards Lester on its 3 legs, like a 3-legged dog.
Okay, yeah. And then I want to like get in the hallway, hold the door open, ready to slam it shut.
It lets out a scream as if metal scraping against metal.
Oh no, gross. I hate it.
Plane in the
I love it.
oven.
Spooky. Next up is Lester. Eugene, you're on the ground. I'm skipping you.
So I guess it looks like this thing got hurt by the gunshot. So
Yep.
I guess. Well, no, because Jimmy's out in the hallway, right, by the door.
Fine.
Yep.
Yeah, holding the door open.
All right.
And this thing's kind of between you and Jimmy, but there's not really. I mean, you move
Okay.
where you want to move.
All right. I'll fire a shot at it then with my.
Blam! Blam, blam, blam.
Go for it.
Bam!
Oh, no.
That's a really bad
Wow.
We're rolling real bad tonight.
Yeah.
In any other game, this would be really good rolls on a percentile.
fail. You guys are attacking a sentient bed. So I'd be able to shake him too.
So this thing is between me and the door, right?
Yeah. You could try to get past it.
All right.
You can also
You know
spend luck if you really want to hit it.
You know what? No, I'm going to actually. Lester's gonna go for the window, and he's gonna try to climb out of the window
Okay.
and get towards the professor and Eugene.
Sure. Is climbing a thing?
Yeah, climbs a skill.
Go for it.
All right, I'll spend 5 luck.
Okay, sounds good. So you start climbing. You spin out the window and you start climbing down. It takes you a little bit of grabbing, but by luck, there happens to be a downspout nearby that really helps you with your climbing down. So yeah, you can get down to the ground.
Seems like luck is running out.
All right. Professor and Eugene, I'm just going to say for this round, you guys are just groaning.
Oh, my rib.
Yeah.
Why did they miss the bed?
It's real bad. Awesome. Then the bed is going to
Oh, can I slam the door shut?
start charging towards Jimmy.
No.
Yeah, you slam the door shut and you hear a bam behind the door, and there's like some rattling and screeching happening behind the door.
How sturdy does the door seem, like on its hinges?
It's a very normal like wooden house door, interior house door. Also, it's much narrower than the bed.
Right. So I'm guessing, like, unless the bed like corners it, like comes at it corner first, it's not gonna knock the.
Unless it pivots.
You can guess that.
All right. I am going to run towards the outside, check on the professor and Eugene.
That means you'll have to run downstairs
Oh
through the
my
house on your own.
Yeah, it's fine. I have a flashlight and gun. It's fine.
Oh, seems so good.
All right, you come to the bottom of the stairs, and about 5 feet ahead of you, you see dripping water onto a puddle on the floor. There are-
That again. Nope.
So again, you see there's the front door.
That's what I pictured.
I missed it. What happened?
I put it in chat. It's an angry bed.
I bet you guys didn't see the bed coming.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I thought something through the window.
Yeah, I got a 2-for-1 on that one. So Jimmy, you see the long hallway. It's about like 100 feet long.
Yep.
Maybe 200 feet. No, is it 300? It's really hard to tell. It looks long. It's like it's almost stretching out, stretching away from you.
To the front door?
Happening.
Why did we come in this house?
No.
There's
Why am I in
two-
here by myself?
As you're facing towards the front, there's the door to the kitchen. There are 3 doors on your left. So there's a door immediately to your kitchen. All the way, like a mile away, there's the front door, and just to the side of it, there's the double door to the living room, and then 3 doors stretching down the hallway to your left.
They're all closed though, right?
You guys never looked at them. Actually, you ducked out of the hallway real quick.
Okay.
The first door is only like 20 feet away from you.
Jimmy.
I am. Yep. I book it. I just sprint for the door.
Okay, so you feel a little cold drip of liquid on the back of your neck.
Ugh.
Nope.
All right, so you go through the first door on your left.
Yeah, but as I am like going in
Yeah,
front of
you need to
doors, I
play
like veer to the
first.
other side of the hallway and like check with my flashlight as I run by.
So are you going through the first door on your left?
No, I'm going towards the front door.
Okay.
Yeah, I am running down the hall, but like I'm gonna like dodge the other side of the hallway to like put as much space between me and
Sure.
doorways as I can.
Okay, so as you look through the first doorway on your left, it's actually open, and you see a small, like a mudroom, which has the side door of the house is right there.
Oh, okay. I like.
You see like overcoats and galoshes and stuff hanging in this. It's clearly like a mudroom.
Is that the side of the house they fell out on, or is that the opposite side?
The opposite side.
Okay, I'm gonna go for the front door.
Okay. So you keep running down the hallway.
Yeah.
You run. The door doesn't seem to be getting any closer.
What?
And
Better not turn
it just
around
keep-
either.
So you're running down the hallway. I'll let you know when you get to the second door.
Okay.
What are you guys doing outside?
Oh my god.
Is there any way to heal yourself? Can you heal?
You have to roll con, don't we?
You need a medicine check. You need someone with a medicine skill, or
I
someone
have
can
some
try to.
first. Oh, I don't have. Well, I have first aid. I don't.
Oh, it's first aid the thing?
There's both.
There's first aid.
I have a cheat
First aid
sheet.
and medicine.
It's a cheat sheet.
Wounds and healing.
I'm skilled in first aid, but not medicine.
So a major wound is anytime you're hit by a single attack that does more than or equal to 50% of your max HP.
Yeah, that happened.
Which 8 counted for sure. That was max damage on that. That sucks.
Cool.
Oh, actually, sorry, you two. I need you to make a con roll.
Oh no. You're so boned.
Look at these high rolls.
Nope.
High rollers.
That's two.
That's two failures.
fails.
Okay,
Yep.
you can't push these. So you both fall unconscious because of the major wound. You just pass out. It's just too much pain. You're just knocked out. You're out cold.
From a second story window, I should think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, first aid supplied within an hour of the wound restores 1 HP.
Oh.
If dying, the application stabilizes and gives one temporary HP. Yeah. So it's good that someone in your party has first aid. It's real good.
It's probably real good.
So yeah, you can if you want try to apply some first aid.
Yeah, I'll try to apply some first aid.
All right. Who are you doing?
One for each.
It'll be a different roll for each of them. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'll go for the professor first. He's old and frail. There we
That's
go.
good. That's good. Yeah.
Okay, so check it. So the professor gains 1 HP.
Yay.
Look at you.
And then
I think you're still unconscious.
okay, and then I'll try to do first aid on Eugene.
Come on.
Oh no.
You could push it.
Push it.
Yeah, should I push
Push
it.
it
Or
real
you
good.
spend your luck.
Please push it real good.
I'll push it. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. Right? I'm not gonna. No!
Don't actually push on him.
All right. Here's what happens.
Breathe.
As you are working on Eugene, you turn him over to administer some first aid, and as you do so, a sliver of glass that he had fallen on
Oh no.
slices his neck, and he immediately starts to bleed.
This is bad. Now.
Eugene, you
Real
suffer
bad.
1 damage, and you are currently bleeding and will suffer damage every round until you're healed.
Feeling great about this.
So that's gonna be negative.
Feeling good. I'm calling
So you're-
it right now.
When does he die?
He will start dying at 0 real soon. So Lester, it's back to your turn. You see
All
this
right.
bleeding wound on his neck now.
Shit. I'm gonna try to administer first aid again.
Okay.
Don't push your luck. Don't push your luck.
Push it. Push it real good.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Hard
Okay.
success.
Okay, so you're able to stop the bleeding with a hard success. You restore 1 hit point to Eugene.
Right back to
So
where I
Eugene,
was
you're at 2.
after falling out the window.
Yep. Yeah, I will say with your hard success, you get both of those effects. So the bleeding is stopped, and your 1 hit point restored.
Yeah.
Still unconscious. At this point, Jimmy, I need you to roll for me a dexterity, please.
Okay. Oh fuck. Okay.
Come on, you can do it.
If I die in this fucking house alone.
We'd never know.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
Extreme success.
Nice.
I've got adrenaline pumping.
Nice. So
Rosie.
you see ahead of you. Suddenly, the length of the hallway zooms shorter, and the front door is inexplicably just in front of you. And you see that the latches, like the 2 little chain latches, are starting to like place themselves in their slots.
Nope, get out.
To like bolt you into the house. You guys ever looked at the inside of the door? There are actually 4 bolts on the inside of the front door as well, and those are all immediately like the door's kind of latching itself shut and starting to try to like lock you. Those are starting to close. With your high dexterity, you wrench the door open and lurch yourself out, tumbling across the front porch onto the grass in the front lawn.
Don't like
And the night is still. Gentlemen who are conscious, what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
I'm running around the side of the house where they fell out the window.
All right, you see Lester is just finishing wrapping some bandages around Eugene's neck, and the professor's kind of like leaned up against the fence, sort of like opposite the house, like 5 feet away from the house, unconscious.
Professor's unconscious. Okay.
Well, I mean, he's
Yeah.
kind of sitting and slumped up against the.
I want to go check to see if he's dead.
All right, he is not dead.
Okay.
I'll give that one to you.
Okay.
Unless you want to roll a skill.
No, I have
Don't
first.
kill
aid,
me,
but
check
I don't. This is all very new in this game. Like, I don't want to deprive you guys of checks if you're looking for checks.
No,
That's what I mean.
I'm checking to see if he's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Not like seeing
Yeah,
like what I
I'm
can do
looking
to help him.
I'm looking to see if I survive. Don't worry.
That's what everyone's wondering. Yeah, he seems to be alive. He's breathing. He looks really beat up.
Yeah.
Looks like his arm is kind of like twisted back. It's probably broken.
Yeah,
We gotta
Jimmy
get these
just
boys out of here. Get them
Jimmy
some
just
help.
throws up on the grass.
Come on, Jimmy, pull yourself together.
He kind of like wipes it up.
It's
and he
just
wipes
bad
his
pipes.
mouth with his sleeve.
Just bad pops.
Mm-hmm.
And
Here,
then he just kind of like nods and like spits.
you grab Eugene. I'll get the professor.
All right, yeah, he'll like throw Eugene into a fireman's carry.
You got it. Okay, you can have the 2 of them. Where do you guys want to go?
Do we know like where a hospital is, or at least a place that has maybe like a phone, working phone? It's like one of the nearby.
1920s. Were payphones a thing? I don't think payphones were a thing.
Probably not. Yeah.
How did we get here?
I think you guys,
I think they just walked. I assume.
Walked.
or
Okay.
or did you call for a cab? Probably the
Yeah.
professor called for a cab.
Professor, maybe.
I did.
That's right. We met them here because we went to the church first. No, that was before we went back to the diner.
That was a while ago. Yeah, I think the professor got a cab.
Okay. Do we
You
know?
remember seeing the professor pull into his wallet and have just like stacks of bills?
Yeah.
I guess
Jimmy reaches for the professor's wallet.
There's probably not like we're in a residential neighborhood. There's no like cabs driving through or anything. Do we know where the nearest hospital is?
Oh, there could be. I mean, you're still in Boston. I mean,
yeah, we could like maybe carry him out towards the sidewalk and then try to like whistle down a cab or something.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. At this point, man, I am so bad with history and technology.
Hold on, I have
Would they,
answers.
I had to
Would they be
Google that.
motor cars at this point?
They are motor cars.
Yeah,
yes.
they're motor cars.
Or would
Motor
cabs be motor
cars.
cars, or would there still be like
There would be cabs. Hold on.
horse coaches?
1897 was the first cab.
It's all in the investigator's handbook.
Nah, see, I did not read that.
Hold on.
Payphones were invented.
But yeah, you guys can get back. I'm not worried about it.
Okay, yeah. I pulled the professor's wallet out of his pocket
Right on.
to pay the cabbie.
All right, Professor, why don't you roll your credit rating?
All right. I can still roll stuff.
Can you afford a cab?
Pow. Pull it off. Nice cab over.
I'm going to say you can't push that since you're unconscious.
Taxi cabs are.
So as you open up the professor's wallet, you realize that it's empty.
Oh, fuck.
Radios are not yet common in taxi cabs. Contact the dispatchers before.
Are ambulances a thing? What is...
Sausage.
Yeah.
Do we know
And
where
you're also in a residential area. You could knock on someone's door.
Okay.
Because you met one of the locals. What's his name?
With Eugene and the fireman's carry, I just go knock on the nearest door.
Sure. Yeah, you're able to get some help. There's neighbors. In fact, they would have heard some of the gunshots. So there's already people kind of peeking out their windows at what's going on. You're able to get your friends to a hospital.
The smell of my back.
Absolutely. Lester, what are you doing with your gun?
Let's see. I don't know. Would I have kept my bag with me? Probably not. I probably would have left it in the living room or something.
In the kitchen.
I don't know.
Go back in for it.
No, I'm not gonna go back in. I'm trying to decide. Do any of you know, would a shotgun be illegal?
Firearms, rifles, and shotguns may be purchased over the counter in most parts of the U.S. without license or registration. Restrictions are few, and such things are fully automatic weapons and sawed-off shotguns are often perfectly legal. So
no one bats an eye.
Yeah,
you might raise some eyebrows. You might have some hospital employees asking you not to bring it in here, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm still assuming that most hospitals are going to be like, "Hey, don't bring a shotgun in here."
Well, they're all smoking cigarettes.
Hey, you Sky.
Don't bring that in here. That's dangerous.
That's right.
Could explode.
Cigarettes in a flask.
Patients could die.
So yeah, I'm assuming that no one's gonna care if you have one. You might get some looks, right? And the police might not be too happy about it, but
yeah, I'll keep it with me. Maybe I was hunting deer or something.
Sure. So the goal is to get these fellas back to a hospital.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because they're a mess.
You can do so. You can do so. So you guys.
I'm not fine at all.
So you guys get yourselves to Mass General Hospital. It's probably the closest one.
We don't need a chicken. We needed a plane.
Yep, Mass General Hospital.
We need 2 cooks.
And I will say that is probably a good place for a little pause.
I gotta pee.
For fluids.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys can reconvene and talk about what you want to do.
I want to survive.
So, in this non-D&D world, so they're hospitalized. It's gonna be months for them to recover, right?
No,
broken arms and stuff.
So medicine within the same day restores 1d3 hit points. So you'll get that. You get recover if you have no major wounds. You recover 1 hit points a day. Otherwise, it takes a con check every week to remove a major wound.
Oh, balls.
Or you could just keep...
Which is fine because I've got a bunch of backup characters. Good to go.
Yep.
Out of all of
I have
us
a
who could
feeling
have been
Dave's-
knocked out the window,
I know.
You.
Look, I was very clear about where everyone
Right,
was before this
yes.
went down.
That's
Very
true.
clearly sitting on the bed.
And to be honest, the professor probably reached the peak of his usefulness before we got to the house.
I didn't kill anybody.
It's true.
Yeah. Exactly what Eugene would have done. It's fine.
Amazing.
It's just
Yeah,
a
so
tree.
and it's fine. You can keep going with a major wound, but then you're basically just walking around with like you're hobbled. So
Already hobbled.
Yeah.
Double hobbled. 2 canes.
Yeah.
We're just a
We'll just,
walker.
We'll put you in like a baby carrier on my back, like the
Like
zombie
Yoda.
carried around C-3PO.
I
Yeah.
know the first thing the professor's going to want to do when he gets out of the hospital is go back to that house.
Mhm.
Clearly.
Yeah. So to get rid of a major wound, you basically have to you check every week. Every week you add 1d3 hit points, and when your hit points rise above half of your full value, you get rid of your major wound. So probably Eugene is going to have that major wound for at least a week,
Boil it.
which is okay. There's not really a time limit other than this Mr. not really wanting to rent this place out. But anyways, why don't we
I
take a
don't know
quick
that we
break?
can recommend that.
I mean, could if you solve the problem.
Alright, I'm gonna go pee. I'll be back! It's dark in here.
Make the kids go to bed. Can I just roll over your foot?
No. Why aren't they in bed yet?
Because I came upstairs, they didn't go to bed. I just sent that to you. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's coming. Look at Jing winged up. We made chicken wing dip pizza not too long ago. Delicious. You having sexy sweat? Hello. Did Dad say go to bed? It's time for bed. Yes, he said that. Oh no, the operator! Oh no, it's time for bed. Auntie, push the button. I love you. Jesus, help these sweet babies have a sweet sleep. Help them to grow big and strong and be healthy and safe. Jesus, take me bed. Stop it. Stop it. Get off my face. I mean, okay. Bed.
What do you think so far, Dane?
Having fun.
What is that?
I like it. Of all the ways for the professor to get injured badly, and I was like, I wasn't one that I was expecting, but it works perfectly. Because he wouldn't have been expecting it at all.
I was really nervous whenever I picked this scenario because, like, the one thing that, or like the number one thing that everyone remembers about this scenario is the fucking bed. So, like, if you ever Google anything about like Call of Cthulhu starting scenarios, everyone's like, that goddamn bed.
That's great. That's fantastic.
My investigator was in the hospital for 3 weeks. So I'm glad the surprise wasn't spoiled. There's still a lot more in store in this house, but I'm enjoying the Call of Cthulhu system. It's fun to make some spooky things happen.
Yeah, I like the atmosphere
Yeah.
of the game.
Yeah, it's cool. I like spooky. I like it spooky.
Speaking of, I'm gonna move this.
Pay no attention to that unnamed character.
Do you think you're gonna play someone new, or are you gonna have the Professor Soldier on? Is
I'm
he
okay
gonna?
with the professor coming back, but I don't think it makes some sense for him to come back right away.
Depends on how much steel's in the old man.
That's true. But so I think I might kick around having a different character for the time being. But
Sure.
haven't abandoned the professor.
Okay.
Well, he could always call some of his colleagues at Arkham, Miskatonic.
Turn off the.
That's right.
Even the ones that maybe he
Yes, please.
doesn't respect as much. In fact, he knows there's a trio that has a little bit of a reputation at Miskatonic University. The trio of Dr. Henry Armitage, Peter Warren, and Francis Morgan are generally considered the kooks of the leaders of the kooks at Miskatonic.
Leader of the pack.
Rachel, you know those names.
Andy, should I re-roll a character? So what's
I know
happening?
those names.
If you want to, it's because really you guys don't have a time limit for this scenario. If you wanted to take some time and heal, in fact, as you get to the hospital, their medicine is going to be administered to both of you. So Eugene,
Get some of that good stuff.
Eugene is healed for 3.
Yeah.
And Professor is healed for 2. So, in fact,
Get some, opium or heroin or whatever they used back in the day.
so you still both have a major wound.
It's a major award.
So you both have major wounds.
Another plane.
But you're back at 5 HP. So yeah, it really depends on what you do. If you're whatever you think your Eugene would do is Eugene keen to get back into it and see this through, for instance?
Eugene would, yeah.
Okay. I mean, if that's up to you. So that 1d3 hit points is upon your initial getting there, your kind of administered wounds. So basically the rest of the evening throughout the night, they're taking care of you. They do not recommend that you leave. So I'm going to leave it up to you to what you want to do. You know that it is going to be some time to recover from your cracked ribs and you may have some sprained wrists and ankles and things like that. You're frail. What that means, like I said, mechanically we haven't gotten here yet, but if you hit 0 HP while you have a major wound, you are considered dying. Which means that every round you make a con check or die. You can get stabilized with first aid, but every hour you have to roll a con check or begin dying again. So basically, first aid has to keep being reapplied every hour if you start dying.
Gotcha.
That's worst case scenario, though. I mean, really, you can consider from your perspective as Eugene, you're really beat up, you're really bruised. You've also seen things that shouldn't have happened, shouldn't be real, but clearly did a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So
Eugene's gonna die, guys. I just want you to know that.
salute.
I am out to prove my mother is a kook.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to do after what you just saw.
I mean, I saw Jimmy push me out the window, so...
What? No.
Bad move! Someone pushed me.
Elaborate booby trap.
It's a personally reasonable explanation for this. I mean, if we can hang out for a week, but if we can't, Eugene will just totally go in.
Oh no.
All right, I'm checking off major wounds for both Professor and Eugene. since you both have them. And also, Professor, you did get you got 2 hit points back.
Nice.
I can add those. Can I add those? Nope, can't add those.
I'll add this.
I could if I wanted to. If I really tried hard. I
think
was
we
actually
can-
trying.
I think we can wait a week to go back. I don't
up to
think
you guys.
like, Jimmy's not in a hurry to go back. Like Jimmy will go back to finish the job, but Jimmy's not like raring to go. So I'm fine with waiting until
Jimmy
they
ain't
recover.
yeller.
Wait.
So Mr. Knott comes by after about the first day to remind you all that he's not paying you for days spent sitting around in a hospital. Oh shit, I have another meeting. And he starts leaving.
What a dick.
Broken arm.
Guys, I'll be right back. I got crying baby. I'll be back.
Crying baby.
A pizza rolls.
Pizza rolls. So
Before actually, if he shows up, are we all there when he shows up?
he probably has a quick conversation, just because it's easier for me. He has a quick conversation with Professor Milton in his private suite, private hospital suite.
All right.
Um,
I feel like if we're going back, we need to do some more research.
One more sausage.
Good. I mean, you have some places you could go. You could try to do more research into you learned about this Church of Contemplation. Haven't learned anything about it.
Yeah. there was a
Either searching the
shootout.
records. Yeah, there was a shootout there, so you haven't looked into any of those records.
Yeah.
There's also just the church itself.
Yeah.
They have some records on it. There is the church itself to go to.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Jimmy
guys
also
could do
wants to
that
know more
well.
about the last family that was there, the Vittorios or Matorios or whoever they were.
So you guys could investigate while we heal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not Eugene's in.
Yeah. The 2 bruisers could investigate.
Yeah. Shake some people down, figure some stuff out.
I was hoping a little bit that it would be one of the bruisers that was by the window, just because it would be more ironic if one of you 2 were like laid up.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. So what do you want to do? You have if you're gonna take some time and give Eugene some time to heal, we can kind of fast track through some investigations or
Yeah, I want to know about the last family that was there, like the most recent tenants.
Sure. Vittorio Macario was admitted to Roxbury Sanitarium near Boston. Later, his wife voluntarily admitted herself there within a few days to the same sanitarium. Children, all you are told is that they are being cared for by relatives in Baltimore, and they can't give you any more details.
We have 2 kids. Do we know how old the kids are?
They are both young,
So then,
preteen.
Not like baby though.
Hmm.
Like they both should have had dinner plates.
there's a plain cheese.
There was. I have to look through the newspaper records because there's people before them too.
I say you can get all that just by asking around the neighborhood.
Okay.
Sausage.
The guy that the night before broke into their house and screamed about them dying, he's back in jail now, or?
You have the. You don't know, but all you had was a newspaper clipping about that. You should have access to it though. The clipping itself.
Yeah, that was
His name and whatever.
That was from January 2nd. Ex-con.
Hey, you talked to Clarence Dooley.
There's there's the Jones family in 1909 that left. And then after them, there's the Chandler family, and then I guess the Mercurios or.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and a
Okay.
sausage.
So can we ask about this Chandler family? I'm getting this from looks like the that newspaper guy. This unpublished article.
Right. There's no record of where they moved to. They moved out of Boston, as far as anyone can tell. That's if you ask around the neighborhood about them.
Okay.
Yeah, they moved out of town, got away from Boston, as they were all spooked, and that was the
It says here,
That was-
oldest of the Chandler children went mad and killed himself. Is there like a police report or something?
there is not about that.
Okay.
Nope.
Can we track?
Lackluster reporting.
Can we track down Kerrigan to see like why he went into the house screaming they were gonna die? Says he got arrested.
Make a luck roll.
A luck roll.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Make it happen.
Hello, Jimmy.
You're making a new character, Abe.
Yeah, just in case. Abe's
Cool.
Success.
So Jimmy, as you're idly flipping through the newspaper clippings you guys have kind of collected up to this point, your eyes dart back to this one.
Wait, Kerrigan. Wait, what is? So he was a reporter, but then he was arrested
Oh.
after serving 12 years for child endangerment. What? Wait a minute. This is a biased take.
This is 1866 too.
It's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago.
So he was all pro Corbitt, and then he got arrested for child endangerment, and then he got out and went into the house. Okay, so he's all tied up in the cult church somehow. What? All right, I want to talk to Clarence Dooley to see if he knows about this Samuel Kerrigan fella and where I can find him.
I don't think I can play. I can play.
Yeah,
a different
I'll say
level.
you
I
call
just
in
break from that one.
to the newspaper and talk to Dooley and get him to meet you outside, probably after hearing about how actually you witnessed how pissed off that guy inside was.
Yeah.
Dooley meets you outside and on his smoke break out back behind the newspaper, and he smokes his old shit, ex-con. I don't know what he was doing breaking into a house at that age.
Well, before that, he was a reporter.
Reporter? You sure? Wasn't just like a... I never heard of him. Could be. A lot of people write into the newspapers and get their letters printed, though. It's, free for us. Cheap. Plus it fills a page, you know what I mean?
Why was he in jail? Child endangerment, what'd he do?
I mean, I could look into it. And as he's thinking about it, he says, Kerrigan, shit. No, you know what? I think he was, the name rings a bell. I'm not really sure.
He's part of that crazy church cult.
Why don't you turn that off?
It's all news to me. What are you talking about?
Why don't you jump to that?
There's a crazy church cult in the neighborhood
Oh,
where Corbitt
not over there, apparently.
He
left
flips
all
open a notebook and flicks a cigarette.
Corbitt left all his money to this crazy cult church in his neighborhood. Kerrigan writes in that Corbitt's neighbors are shit because they don't like him.
Huh?
And then Kerrigan goes to jail for child endangerment. And then Kerrigan gets out
I'm
and goes to
having
Corbitt's
shrimp
old
and carrot.
house and
Now
tells
I'm gonna
people
mix
living
it.
there they're all
I'm
gonna
mixing
die.
it. They're getting shrimp and carrot.
I mean, I'm not sure what this all adds up to, but it's a lot of pieces connected for sure. All right.
What happened during that shootout at the church?
Shoot at the church. Boy, that was That was a long time ago. I haven't really looked into it much myself. Do you think it's connected to the Sheaf Street, the Corbitt house?
Yeah, that's the cult church where Corbitt left all his stuff.
I don't know. I know a lot of people died. Some cops, a lot of criminals there, and some kids died too.
Listen, why don't you do your job as a reporter and put these pieces together? I'll be back in 2 days to see what you know.
It's like, I got my own stories to work on, man. In fact,
Listen, this is big. I'll give you an exclusive.
This isn't big. This is cold. No one cares about this anymore. It happened 1852. Or no, wait. The shootout was only 10 years ago. Never mind. That's not that old news. So it was 1912. He says, "Look."
Wait a minute. So 1912
Grab that carrot.
is the year that Kerrigan got arrested, and that was the year of the shootout.
We need a shrimp? Let's get a shrimp.
Yes.
I poke him in the chest. Listen,
Got it.
it's all connected, and
Get
it's
Jim.
important. I'll be back in 2 days to see what you learned.
I'm gonna lose my job if they find me snooping around in this.
Why?
I have a dog show to cover.
Be sneaky.
Not the dog show.
Okay. Make a persuasion, charm, some kind of roll.
Just intimidate.
That'll work.
Carrot.
Yeah.
Or if Lester wanted to chip in on this, you're welcome to as well.
Boom. Hard
There we go.
success.
Nice.
All right. I get it. It's
I'm
important.
checking it. Checking my intimidate off.
Check it. All right.
You give it to me. I think
Listen.
it's to you.
This fucking crazy possessed bed put 2 people in the hospital. This shit's important.
Amazing.
All right.
Some kid got murdered. Probably lots of kids. There are bolted doors and
I
the
get
house
it.
is haunted. And...
I'm sold.
Okay, see you in 2 days.
God, lay off it, man.
I'll see you in 2 days.
Okay. Okay. Lester and Jimmy, what else are you guys doing? Or you just want to fast forward a couple days?
Yeah, Jimmy's like not good at actually researching, so he just is gonna have this guy do all his research for him. Lester, you think we should stake out that creepy church or something?
Lester kind of shivers. I don't like that church, but maybe we do need to try to get some little something else. All right, let's go.
Hey, you guys get to the Chapel of Contemplation.
But like broad daylight.
Sure, absolutely. Again, you see there's the burned out structure with that painted symbol. Now that it's been a couple days, it's actually like kind of fading a little bit. A little bit more faded than the last time you saw it.
So was it like fresh last time?
Not super fresh, but it's a couple days. It rained the last day, so it's starting to wash off a little bit.
What is this? Cake?
Okay. Is there like is there any like structure intact? Is there like a door that we can go through, or is it just kind of climbing through rubble?
Yeah. So there's still like the 4 exterior walls that are mostly broken up. But you could head into it if you want.
Where's the chopper?
Hey.
Oh no.
That is a low power for whoever this character may be.
Oh, an apple?
Yeah, I'll head into the building.
Okay. Is Jimmy staying outside?
You gonna have it?
No, Jimmy, I'll go too.
Cool. So yeah, you find kind of lots of blocks of granite and half-burnt timbers, kind of 10-year-old rubbish at this point.
Wow.
Okay.
As you enter into the main chapel, it looks like it was mostly just one large room with lots of bench seating facing forward towards some kind of a pulpit at the front.
Underneath the grate.
As soon as you enter through close to what would have been the entranceway, you see there's sort of a collection, a metal collection plate scattered on the floor there.
I know where to put the coal. It goes up there. There's your
But as
coal.
you're starting to walk up, you see that there's sort of like a wooden floor that's kind of creaking as you walk along.
It's gonna come back to us.
The floor
I'm
itself seemed to be like stained this brown and patches.
Is there like a office area or something? Like a office for the priest or pastor or whoever?
There is looks like there's a door towards the back.
It's gonna come back to our side.
It's hard to say what it goes to, but like towards behind the pulpit area, there's a door.
All right.
Just looking around at what's not burned down. Is there like iconography or anything? There's like crosses, or is there like weird shit?
So you see scattered around there are several crosses spread around inside here up on the walls, and even on the front of the kind of ashen sooty altar area, there are two crosses set on top of it, and kind of embossed in the front of the altar itself is the eye with the three triangle, or the three Ys surrounding it.
So not painted, but like as part of it, like a permanent like thing.
Now we're up to apple.
There are also
right?
crosses.
Here's your apple.
Mhm.
Okay, just
Okay.
put it in that bowl.
There's nothing weird about the crosses, not like upside down or anything.
Everything's weird about those crosses.
You want to check them out?
Your apple for your
Don't
next
do
one
it.
is up there,
Don't do it.
and then your
Roll sanity.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I look at them.
Okay, go ahead and roll a luck.
Why did you do it?
They must be in the ovens.
No, I fail.
Okay. I need you to roll your jump skill.
My jump.
You might as well jump. Jump.
Oh fuck. Oh, success. Regular success.
Yeah. All right. So as you're starting to walk along this floor, you feel some of the boards below you start to go away, to give way, and it's just too late. Your luck isn't with you as you start to fall, but you manage to just kick off of one of the boards and roll to the side between a couple of the pews as about a 10-foot section of the floor just collapses into the basement of this building. And the dust sort of like scatters and settles a little bit around.
Okay.
Over the next few moments.
Shit, what was that?
The floor's real rotten.
Looking at the floor, you see that it is very damaged by a fire. These floorboards are all very damaged with like char and stuff. Yeah.
I want to kind of like squirm over on my belly a little bit and peek into the basement.
Oh, you would have taken some damage if you fell too. As long as it's not good, guys.
We spend the week while they're recovering.
Everybody ends up in the hospital.
Tag in and out.
Okay.
Just put the coal in. Stuff isn't baking fast. Yeah, let's do it again.
So, looking in here, you see a simple room that has stairs coming out of it, but no other doors.
Across the road.
As you look into this room, it is a simple room about 15 by 20 feet. There are stairs coming up, which look like they would go to the ground floor, kind of to the side of the building, but wherever the stairs came out must be underneath rubble, because you don't see any kind of entrance that would lead down. But you don't see any other way to get into this room besides the stairs.
Okay, there's nothing obviously down there.
There is a cabinet. There are 2 skeletons dressed in silk robes.
What?
Where? Why?
Yep, that's it.
There's just 2 skeletons down there?
Uh-huh.
Dressed in silk robes. What color are the robes?
These silk robes are it's hard to tell. They're covered in dust and like they're all kind of like brown, gray. And maybe there's some yellow in there.
So, I don't know, like, Jimmy doesn't know a lot about medicine, but
those guys
like,
are dead.
They're real dead.
They're real dead.
does Jimmy know like how long it would take a body to decompose to just skeleton? Like a skeleton in silk robe with no other like
Roll in nature.
flesh.
Nature is this knowledge biology.
Natural world.
Natural world, sure. You're welcome to do this as well, Lester. You're there if you're checking this out.
I'll roll me a natural world.
Archaeology,
Real
anthropology.
good.
I think natural world works.
Nope.
Lester's got it.
Oh, I did. Oh,
Check it.
Yeah.
I need apple.
All right, Lester. Yeah, it's reasonable. It would take, some time. It depends on the rats and such.
Can't reach it either.
But it's reasonable within like a year or 2 of being out in the elements, exposed to animals and things, for a corpse to be down to a skeleton. Pick dry.
Can I don't know, can I say that I have a rope with me?
Absolutely.
I'd like to tie the rope to, I don't know, some part of the wall that looks like it's intact, or maybe some stone rubble or something.
Here, stick those in the.
Yeah, there's plenty of big stone blocks around here.
Nope.
Are
Alright,
these skeletons like lying on the ground or sitting or like?
They're both slumped against the walls, like kind of sitting and slumped against the walls.
Okay. Do their robes look like disturbed or anything? Like, is there like?
You'll have to get closer to see.
Okay.
Yeah, the cherries are
Alright. Lester's gonna take a flashlight and he's gonna climb down the rope into the basement.
Sure.
We
Jimmy's
won't
gonna
find
stay.
anything out. We gotta get right in it.
As you're climbing down, Lester, those little tickle prickles that you felt here last time start standing up on the back of your neck.
Here's the apple for your cherry apple.
Shit.
Oh.
As I'm like halfway down the rope, I'm just gonna kind of swing the flashlight around to the basement and just kind of take a look.
So as you get,
See anything unusual? Oh, go ahead.
yeah. So you see, so down here it looks like it's an enclosed stone room. There are no exits or entrances into here, even though you know that most church buildings of this period would have had a pretty vast basement. It's very weird that this room of the basement is sort of cut off from the rest of it, which makes you think this was some kind of a hidden room.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looks like this was sort of intentionally sealed off. In fact, you can see that some of the blocks are like cut in the shape of a rectangle, where this room was intentionally like a doorway or hallway or something was sealed over with bricks.
Yeah, but, well, I mean, you could, but.
And yeah, there is a cabinet. There is a small writing desk next to it, and the 2 skeletons dressed in silk robes.
Don't do it.
That's what you see.
Alright. Lester's gonna look up. You coming, Jimmy, or are you staying there?
Great.
Should I stay up here and keep watch?
Suits you.
Gotta get those checks, Jimmy.
Lester's gonna turn away from Jimmy, and let's see, what would he look at first? He'll go check the skeletons.
Okay. Yeah. So as you're looking at the skeletons, they are both sort of slumped against the back wall, and both of them are holding small blades in their hands.
Hmm.
Is there any like sort of objects in the ropes? Do the skeletons look like they're damaged in some way?
Um, these skeletons actually look pretty okay. Like they seem this room seems pretty untouched by the fire that raged above. Ooh, that's good music for this time. Yeah, so whatever happened in this room, it looks like this room was kind of sealed off from whatever fire raged above.
She was at Lucy's the other day, she was telling me.
But yeah, you don't see anything else on the bodies, just the two daggers.
Okay. I'll move to the desk and look at the desk.
Jimmy, what are you doing up top?
I am
Okay.
nervously keeping watch and like just looking for like any sign of movement or listening for any sounds.
Spot hidden.
I'm keeping an eye on like the door that we came in, but also keeping an eye like on Lester's back down below, so nothing sneaks up on him. Extreme.
Put the last
success.
Nicely done.
Yes, you can.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you don't notice anything as you're spotting around.
Okay.
Okay. Lester, what were you doing?
The desk. I was looking at the desk.
Yeah. So as you're searching the desk, why don't you roll a spot hidden?
Come on. Nope.
You wanna spend that luck or push this roll? You might.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Clue.
I don't think I want to push on 25%.
That might be a clue.
Don't want to spend third of my luck either.
Well, you know who's really good at spot hidden?
This
Yeah.
guy.
Jimmy.
There's a certain someone.
Sorry, I had my headset cut out when I went to get water.
Oh, I was just. So, Chris isn't finding anything downstairs. I was like, well, you know who's good at spot hidden?
Oh. Jimmy kind of calls down, "What killed him?"
I don't know. I don't see anything down here. That's something's weird, but I just don't see anything unusual.
I'm gonna climb down the rope.
I'll play this one.
Okay.
I'll put it. Okay.
You get on the
I
rope.
want to double check that it's tied really tightly first, so we don't get stuck in the basement.
Lester would never tie something untightly.
I check it. I check the knot, and then I climb down the rope.
Roll your luck. I consider this as pushing Lester's roll, so if you fail, bad things happen. Cool. So the rope looks good to you.
Oh no!
The rope looks fine to you because Lester did a fine job. But in messing with it, you unbeknownst
Oh god. Okay.
loosened his knot. So when you start climbing down,
Oh my god.
you fall and suffer 4 damage.
No. Okay.
So you slam into the floor
Oh
of
god.
the basement.
Ugh.
What are you doing over there? You alright, Jimmy?
You're not slipped.
My knot did not slip.
That's awesome.
That did not.
So yeah, if you wanted to, you could try to administer first aid to heal one of those points, Lester.
Sure.
I'm fine.
Here, let me take a look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, you can get a point of damage back.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so yeah, you're in the similar old broken room. There is yeah, the rope is now down with you guys.
So there's stairs going up, but they're like the top's covered in rubble.
It is covered in rubble.
Okay. And there's a cabinet and a desk down here, but that's it.
There is a cabinet and a desk. So yeah, he was looking over the desk, and there didn't seem to be anything
Okay, I want to check out the cabinet and the desk, see if there's like hidden compartments or just
Sure.
anything tucked
Nice.
away. Or...
Roll your spot hidden.
Potato knocked me right off.
Hard success.
Great. So, as you are searching, you find that the back edge of the cabinet, as you're looking over it, it looks like the back edge actually was taking some of the heat from the fire against the wall. Like there was heat radiating through the stone, singeing the back of the cabinet here. And in one of the burnt corners of the cabinet, you see that there is a hidden compartment, which you find part of a burned journal. A musty journal falls to pieces as you turn the pages, but the name Walter Corbitt catches your eye. An entry records that Walter Corbitt was buried in the basement of his house in accordance with his wishes and with the wishes of the one who waits in the dark. This is a you're gonna have to make this smaller, guys. Sorry. You can make it smaller.
That's what she said.
There's not enough time. It's not gonna cook.
That's what he said.
Us with the means to continue our work, Weber, Covert, our Dark Lord has something waiting for days from me.
Sorry, I've been working with this character. I haven't been adding to our investigation.
God dang! Multitask.
It's hard to be over there by yourself. I was over on that side when we played.
There's a second page you can read really quick from this as well. That whenever you're ready. I don't want to.
1866. Oh, I don't like this.
Okay, well that potato went right over
Doesn't
the
sound
side.
good.
Uh-uh.
All right, unleash the second page.
Unleash the second
It's
page.
another big one. Or maybe if I resize it, it doesn't show up as so big to you guys at first.
They know we have the children. This is 1912. This is a shootout. Oh no!
See that again. Oh my god, now I'm dead. What is happening?
Councilman Ellsworth.
Oh no. This is fucked up. Whatever's happening, it's not good. So.
Also, along with the journal, there is a enormous volume handwritten in Latin, but kind of rotten and worm-eaten, so that whole sections can no longer be understood.
Not that one. That one needs a chicken.
So you would need to know someone who can read Latin.
All right.
I can read Latin.
Potato carrot.
Yeah.
I'll take the book. I'll pick up the book.
And potato carrot. Check it.
What do you think they were doing with his kids?
I don't know, but whatever it is, it ain't good. And something about the Corbitt being buried in that house. They really wanted him there. Doesn't seem right, but at the same time, I feel like maybe we need to get his body out of the house if they wanted it in the house.
Oh, I love Lester.
All right. Is there anything else in this room?
Yeah, just the book of the written in Latin. That seems to be all you can find with your extreme success. There's the two knives that are on the cultists and the ropes. robes, as you look at them, they look to be of red and gold in color.
Do they have any like symbols or anything on them?
You see the symbol in the dead center of them, of the 3 Ys surrounding an eye.
Yeah.
Same symbol you've seen before.
Okay.
Are the skeletons adult-sized or child-sized?
They are adult sized.
Okay.
Anything fancy about the blades?
Nope.
Okay.
Actually, I'll take the blades and I'll cut off the part of the robes that has the symbols on them, and just take those patches of cloth.
Totally. Yeah, you got them.
So there's no X out of here other than the hole in the floor above
And then
us.
chicken with broccoli.
Lester, I'll try to take the rope and do like a lasso and see if I can like lasso some
Big carrots.
All right.
I'll like boost him up onto my shoulders.
Sure. So I will say that'll give you a bonus die. I'm not sure what you would roll, like a dexterity maybe, or is there another skill that would work?
I'm looking. Unless you want to include it as part of climb. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I can do
Okay.
climb.
All right.
Are they in the basement of the temple?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fell
A
through.
secret basement room.
There we
Hey.
go.
Yeah.
Success.
Yeah, you kind of tie this around a piece of wood and kind of use the wood as like a grappling hook, and you hook it between some boards. It feels like it's holding pretty sturdily.
Hmm.
Not even Jimmy could loosen this knot.
Watch him.
If you just hadn't poked it.
Ah,
If you just hadn't poked it.
Lester will gesture at Jimmy.
She took it.
After
she took
you.
it.
Alright, Jim climbs up.
We didn't fail any orders though.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can get back up, and you can get back to the hospital, no problem, if that's where you want to go.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you do so. Do you give the book to Eugene?
Yeah.
Eugene, what's your read Latin?
I'm gonna read it.
What's your skill?
Hold on, I got skills. Is it actually a skill, or is it on the main page?
Read Latin, I think, is the skill.
It's language is other.
Language, other. Yeah. It should be a skill.
Oh, language other
No, we had a
is
lazy
at
day.
a 30.
Okay, I'll need you to roll that.
Oh God,
Oh.
I'm pushing my luck.
Spend that luck.
I'm down to 38 luck.
Okay.
Pushed it.
Yeah, so you're able to. It takes a couple hours to read the parts that are not worm eaten and broken. But Eugene, as you're reading it, you find that this is a tome. It is a copy, a partial copy of the Liber Ivonis. Spell that.
So, I I kind of just tuned it to
So you can gain 2%, 2 points in Cthulhu Mythos.
So I think they're
And that means you reduce your maximum sanity from 99 to 97.
Seems fair.
So as you start reading this, you find your mind is opened to some of the strange reality that is out there. And as you do so, part of your mind is lost in that reality and will never be the same again. So your maximum sanity is now 97.
I can't actually lower my maximum sanity. It won't let me.
It's on the other side.
Maybe I can do that.
Yeah, try. I ended up deleting something by accident.
Uh,
So you wanted me to lower that, and then is there something else you want me to do?
Add 2 Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh, that's right. Cthulhu.
Yeah, 2 Cthulhu Mythos.
And I get how much? 2?
Two. Yeah, so basically they're always exactly opposite. For every point of Cthulhu Mythos you gain, your maximum sanity goes down by 1.
I just don't know that it's the right
Maybe.
to.
Why is that showing?
Does that make sense?
Is how do we get sanity back? Is there a mechanic?
By solving scenarios.
Okay.
I think you can also go to like long-term professional care or counseling
On your side.
or other, like actually Abe has psychology, so he could actually help. with
So
that
good.
by helping you talk through things. Yeah, so he can do it.
Maybe Jimmy needs some professor time.
Right.
Jimmy's losing it.
Just losing it.
Yeah, regaining sanity.
Jimmy's seeing some shit.
I think you can do it with, psychology or like long-term treatment, that kind of thing. Yep. So you start to read about the Dark Man and the eternal life that he promises for those here, and that the Dark Man coming from a faraway place will promise power and long life to those who serve him well. It's very strange and alien, all of the phrasing in here, and start to gain a little bit more understanding of some of the darker sides of humanity.
I mean, it could be the opiates, or it could be this book. It's quite strange.
Right about then is when I'm going to say this is a good time for. I actually rolled an extreme success for Dooley Clarence.
Yeah.
So he actually got a good success as he started out at the Hall of Records. He'll tell you, he'll seek you out in the hospital after hours and say he started out in the Hall of Records, looking up the church records and found this.
Closed. Oh wait, that's not all of it.
Closed.
It's been closed.
This from the Hall of Records.
Mm-hmm. So 54 members of the Church of Contemplation appeared in 1912. Case dismissed per Councilman Daniel Ellsworth.
So that was.
He said, but that's not all. I went to look into the police report and found
What's this guy's name again?
Clarence Dooley. He's the one that you talked to, I think. No, that's the one that Eugene and Lester talked to. So he went to the police library to look for the record of this police raid and found this. It says heavily redacted, but it's the best I can find.
You're talking to you. Push your button.
15
Push your
the
button.
week before.
With extreme prejudice.
Who terminate all members?
Wow.
That doesn't seem good.
Yeah, I did that too.
Ordered them to poop on the ground and surrender.
Oh, sleepy.
But he kind of has a smirk on his face as he's showing you this report and says,
What?
Abe got the email today from work that he's got to do another
Clarence,
cycle,
good old
2 weeks
Clarence,
on, 2 weeks off.
told me, this is my job. I'm an investigative reporter, damn it. Told me, and you're right. I did a little more digging. He did roll an extreme success, so I'm giving him this. I found the original report.
He didn't poop on the ground.
Our governor said that it was going to be mandatory that everyone who's either working or.
But as soon as he hands it over, his smile kind of fades as he realizes the weight of like the report he's handing you guys and what's inside of it.
It's mandatory, but it is like highly recommended. I threw a fit last night. I kicked my feet like a child, so much so that Liam came upstairs. He's like, "What's all that thumping?" I was like, "That's me stomping my feet like a child."
The owner of the local cigar stand, he's in on it.
Okay, chicken and beef. Get ready to hit your guillotine button. Hit your guillotine button.
So much left.
We did. He
that I came
he
out
said
with
that-
my sword.
maybe it's a different
protect
guy.
myself.
This is a long
He said
time
that he
ago.
was just maybe.
No.
Maybe it's a different guy.
Maybe.
Go to bed.
Sounded like the house was being broken
Now we
into.
need 2 mushrooms.
Oh no,
shit.
Whoa.
Alright,
We don't know anything about this Greg Rucka or Man of War bullshit. We've missed that info.
it's not not the most uplifting stuff, Dooley says. He shuffles his feet a little bit.
I think we got this.
I seen some shit in the lore, but this is right fucked up.
Push the button. Yep.
He just nods. Now, someone went through a lot of trouble getting the original report redacted like that.
Can you push your button,
Is-
please?
Do we recognize the name Ellsworth? Is that someone who's like still alive and on the council?
Don't think. Yeah, you would. Yeah, he's still in the Boston Council.
Ooh, okay.
City Council. City Councilman Ellsworth.
Yeah, Jamie just looks real queasy.
I have half a mind to pay this Ellsworth a
Push
visit
over
all
up to you.
quiet like.
All right.
Okay, that's what I thought. Will you push the button, please?
Meanwhile, I'm curious what, while you guys are digesting this, I'm going to poke it at Abe and Dane here. What is the professor doing in his few days?
He's probably taken a lot longer to recover than Eugene because he's not as young and virile as Eugene is.
Yeah. Why don't you make a con check, both of you?
Would I be able to remember what happened to him?
Absolutely.
Or would he be able to remember what happened to him? I mean, it was all.
No.
Ooh, that's not good.
No. No. We're doing great.
Nope. All right, so you both still have your major wound.
Doing so good.
Go ahead, you were in the way.
God.
Yeah, so this first week, neither of you are going to recover any hit points, but you are stable. Yeah, so I will say, shit, let's just use the mechanics in play. As you were thinking over what's happened and what happened to you, first off, I need you to roll me a sanity roll.
Both of us?
Sure.
Where is my...
Sure. It's Cthulhu. Let's roll some stuff.
Super.
Nice.
Oh, I got it. Nope. Mm-mm.
Okay. This is good. All right, Eugene. I need you now to roll me an intelligence.
Hey, smart. You smart.
Super smart.
Good. This is good. Well,
Smart.
so
Wicked
this is
smart.
funny. So you failed your sanity check, which means that the weight of what happened, the weight of the reality of it hits you. Of like, you saw all this crazy shit. You saw a bed move. You saw some crazy stuff happen. A bed threw you out the window. Here's the problem. Your intelligence check, because you failed your sanity, means that it's horrific to you. That's what the sanity check means. The intelligence check means you realize you're not dumb enough to realize. You're not so dumb that you can't like shrug it off. You realize what actually happened and you realize the truth of it. So you go through a mental break. I have to look at these rules.
Nice. Can I say that I called in my brother Nicholas Williams?
Sure.
To be a priest to talk to him.
You have a bout of madness.
Yep.
Which only happens if you fail your sanity roll and then make your intelligence roll.
Why is that a thing?
That's a thing. It actually, this is the only time it's bad for you to make your intelligence roll.
Madness.
It's good to be dumb whenever you're insane, because then you can be like, I don't know what that was.
Wow.
It's probably nothing. No, you're smart enough to realize exactly what that was.
How do I notate that? How do I notate that I'm losing my mind?
bout of madness. So you have a temporary insanity.
It's one of the little boxes next to your
Mhm.
max insanity. It's the top box. Check that.
I don't know.
Yeah, so
Madness.
you have a bout of madness which only lasts for like an hour. But
Ah,
let's see here. Let's roll this.
Don't roll that.
Mystery
What's that?
rolls.
Don't roll it.
Mystery rolls.
Oh shit. Okay. So your bout of madness. This is a role-playing thing, Abe. The lasting effects
why are you following me, rat? Go back and
of
do
this
stuff.
is that you have no memory of events that have taken place since you were last in a place of safety. So in your break with sanity, your mind in its reflexive protecting yourself state, you just completely wipe over the last 48 hours
Potato.
or so.
So, since, like,
Broccoli
you know,
or no broccoli?
dinner since we all met?
No, I would say probably you remember most of the investigation stuff up until like going into the house. That's probably the last, like getting out of the cab and walking up to the house is when you probably first started feeling unsafe. So I'll say probably
And then
right about
another
there.
chicken, potato.
Okay.
You don't remember much of what happened in the house.
Gotcha.
Alright,
That's kind of a role playing thing for you.
That's my lasting effect, huh?
Mm-hmm. And you are currently under the effects of temporary insanity, which means that if you take any sanity madness,
Chicken,
any sanity
potato, carrot.
damage, you may suffer another bout of madness.
Oh, I went for the wrong
So that's what's happening.
Makes sense.
Yeah, does probably start heading towards a wrap up, a little resolution here, but to do so, Eugene, you have a brother coming in
Okay,
to
now you should be up
help
to
you through this
me.
troubling time.
Yeah, Nicholas. He's a member of the clergy. Always been. He's my older brother. I look up to
You need
him.
a carrot, so you need a carrot.
Though he doesn't believe the same things that I do about our mother, he's always been a sounding board. And now the fact that I can't remember past the cab. Well, obviously you've been through a major trauma.
That's fine.
And it's best maybe to wait here. I could maybe pick up the pieces if you need.
Yeah.
I have gaps. Gaps, Nicholas. Gaps.
Gaps.
My mind doesn't have gaps.
Gaps.
So there you go.
Nice. Eugene is struggling here. Nice. Eugene Williams, or Nicholas Williams, the clergyman who's really good at punching things. Yep.
Yeah, he rolled some crazy shit.
That's awesome. And his willpower is terrible.
Yep. It's fine.
Huh.
Everything's gonna be great. I've got two characters
Good.
that will die before everyone else.
It's amazing. So Professor Wagner, what's Wagner doing with his couple of days here downtime?
Professor
What's going on?
Wagner, once he's able to kind of move and be coherent, he is going to correspond with some of his fellow professors at Miskatonic University. The more sane and regular ones first.
Mm-hmm.
Just to talk about some of the items that have come up in the case that are strange but not supernatural. And then he's kind of rationalized what has happened in the past couple of hours. And he's not quite sure exactly what happened because all he kind of recalls was being on the bed and then being outside and in great pain. He's not sure how that's possible.
Yep.
Because there's no gas explosion or anything like that. So he's corresponding with the trio of weirdos. and asking just
Do it again. We can do
academically
this.
speaking with
Okay,
them
I will not
about
throw
this
you so
area
much
and if they've
right
heard
off
of
the
these
bat, so keep
families
it.
or have seen this symbol, and he draws the symbol that Lester and Jimmy showed him.
Right.
And that's he's been writing letters, but mostly he's just
Yeah, once
been
it's there,
recuperating.
yeah. You can switch it around.
He's been refusing visitors and has received several
Okay.
calls from some family, but nobody has really heard who that family is.
Right.
You were good as
He's
the
grumpy
runner,
every
that was
time
good.
he's interrupted with his correspondences by somebody asking to visit. So
Cool. Yeah. Well, your correspondence with Henry Armitage
Okay.
would tell you these mentions of the Dark Man, the copy of the Liber Evonis um, that Eugene was reading, all add up to something that concerns them deeply, and they'd be happy to send assistance your way if needed, or they would be um, uh, very grateful to know of any resolution to your investigation and what you find, particularly regarding any sort of written texts or possible relics you find in relation to this case.
he's going to respond back. I have several strapping young lads working with me on this job, if you will. I'll leave it to them in their youth to continue to investigate this. I have asked them to keep in correspondence with me as I recover in the hospital.
Cool. I think it's reasonable at this point, unless you had an idea.
Why?
Now that
Don't get them
the weird
gloves.
trio has been alerted as what's going on here, it's super likely that they would ignore your advice and still send someone who's like woke to what's happening, right? If that's what you wanted, if you wanted someone who's kind of like already a little bit in the know.
I have
Uh,
an idea, but it kind of involves it's linked to Eugene a little bit.
sure.
Abe, what age did your mother die? When did she die? Or did she die,
Um,
or is she still alive?
I was trying to remember if she actually did die. I think
I'll leave that
she
up to you.
disappeared, is how I
Okay.
wrote it. We
Do you
just
have any?
assumed she died.
Do you have any
Are you
other
gonna be
rel-
Abe's mom? You should just
Do
be
you have
Abe's
any other
mom.
relatives
Um,
You're coming through.
yeah,
that would know where you are? They don't have to be weird like your mom, but just anybody that would know
yeah.
where you are and that you'd correspond with.
We've kind of a big family, just in case William Nicholas also dies. And Dad isn't around. We're not sure what happened to him. Don't know anything about him. And then Madame Zutana, disappeared.
Did she have any siblings? Do you have any aunts or uncles on her side?
I was trying to see if I actually wrote anything. I would say I don't know if I would know. It doesn't mean it's a no. It very well could be a yes.
All right, I'm gonna pitch something to you. You have an aunt, but she has kind of distanced herself from your side of the family because it's Madam. What's her name again? Zoltan.
Zatuna. There we go.
Madam Zatuna was kind of a black sheep of the family, so she's kind of the aunt has distanced herself from your side of the family, but she still keeps tab on the children who have always seemed to be less crazy than her sister. A little bit more sane. She's always kept tabs on them. So you, while you're in the hospital, you are told that you have a visitor, and a woman who's in her late 40s comes up, and you recognize her as one of your mother's old friends. Younger than your mother, but also a fellow spiritualist and one who's into the more mystic and unreasonable arts. And her name is Madame Merv. And she comes in and she kind of darts over you. She goes, Eugene, darling, I thought I'd find you here. Your aunt wrote me and said that you ran into some kind of trouble while investigating the Corbitt house.
Yes. Though my memory's a bit foggy. Seems I was hit on the head or something. It's been a long time since I've seen you last. See, you're still entertaining the different arts, if you will.
No, young boy, what I do is not entertainment. This is opening people's eyes to the truths and the mysteries that surround our universe. You are involved with the Corbitt house. This is very dangerous, I hope you know. There have been many stories of things that have gone on in that house. It sounds like you've gotten in over your head.
I'm laying in a hospital bed.
Don't you worry, and she starts to pat your head. I will be here to help you unravel these grand mysteries. And she just kind of like gesticulates off into the air. And then just kind of holds that pose for a little while.
Oh god.
I thought I saw your brother Nicholas in the hall.
Yep, went for a smoke apparently.
And how is he doing?
I'm sure he'll be great until he sees you, but you know, wouldn't we all?
Nonsense.
Nice.
I'm sure he's just as concerned for you as I am.
Don't you have cards or something to read?
Actually,
Balls.
yes. That's a good idea.
Oh,
Let me pull out my tarot deck and we shall see what your future holds.
not what I meant. Not. No, that's.
And then went.
And she's going to pull out a full deck of tarot cards and start laying them out. Now, I want you to tell me everything that you remember from the house.
Okay, are you ready?
Soprano detail.
Make sure you have notes.
Balls.
We pulled
Here,
up.
I'll take a picture.
I got out of the cab.
Balls.
I was in the hospital.
Balls.
I see.
Yep.
That can only mean one thing. She's going to pull a card. Andy, what card is it?
Well.
Giggle in it, then.
Can I roll 1d52? No. 1 second. I have a deck of cards right here.
There was a table that had tarot cards in
What
it.
did you like?
I don't know what it was in,
Go
but
to like arcade or something.
existed.
Just like roll the dice. Spice variety.
This one.
5.
We don't
It's
really have
5.
enough people.
Well,
To
that's
I don't
right
know.
there.
You interpret this as you see fit, my friend.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here.
I would never step on the toes of a spiritualist in their interpretation of the cards.
Excuse me, I'm booked.
Okay. She pulls the hanged man
It's the fried chicken.
and holds the hanged
Oh,
man
here
up
we
to you.
go.
And
Hanged
she just
man.
looks, her face looks grave. And she says,
The windy fried
"You have
chicken.
made a grave mistake, Eugene. A grave mistake. But it was not of your
Maybe
own
like
choice.
pie in the sky.
There is still hope for you. We must go and find what has cursed you so, and put an end to it.
This one makes me
This will be the
laugh.
solution to all of your woes." And she's going to indicate your hospital bed.
Oh boy.
I thought rest would be good. Oh, here's Nicholas. Thank God.
Come back.
Oh, Sam. Good to see you again. I see you're doing well. And he kind of like straightens his rosary beads.
She gives a kind of irritated look at Nicholas, and she goes, "Nicholas, wonderful to see you."
Yes, see that you're well grounded.
Okay, there's
Obviously.
chicken in the fryer.
I was just telling your brother that he has run into some strange and terrible fate.
Another chicken chop.
We must help him. I sure hope that is what you're here to do.
There, that can go.
Yes, I came as quickly as I could.
Okay, another chicken going in the fryer.
Clearly, the faiths are going well.
Well, anyways, take care. Young Eugene, sweet Eugene. We'll take care of everything. Nicholas, if you need me, I am staying in a hotel up the street. I plan on investigating this house and its mysteries
For your potato.
very soon.
Potato.
Brothers kind of look at each other.
Oh, my chicken blew
Grand.
away.
Well, excellent.
This was so funny.
Okay, so that's my new character
Nice.
for now. But I'm also gonna
Madame.
I'm also making a backup character from Miskatonic University, so I got another
Sure.
one in my pocket just in case.
Have fun. Awesome. So it sounds like. Wait, am I off? Am I on? Is my thing on?
Yep.
You're on.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
So sounds like we will be proceeding with Nicholas Williams, the Reverend, Lester, Jimmy, and the Madam,
Madame Merv, the
Madame
occultist.
the spiritualist. Actually, I didn't even check in with Lester and Jimmy. Are they planning on continuing with this job?
Yeah, Lester will continue.
Yeah, Jimmy's real upset that somebody was killing kids. And somebody needs to pay for this.
That just ain't right.
They like strapped guns to their hands.
Say some real bad
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah, that's
And Ellsworth is
effed
like
up, man.
supposed to be like a city councilman, like a respectable member of society, and was in on it and covered it up, and that's not okay. So he's all about like helping Lester, pay him a visit all quiet like. But also, yeah, he doesn't want any more kids to die in that house.
Sure. Okay. Well, I think we are going to take a week to chew on that and see what you guys want to do next. What you want to do with the councilman and the haunted house. And I think we'll call it there for Call of Cthulhu Boston Nights.
Baby.
Amazing.
I got real dark.